You are now tuning in to ADHD. Yeah, I'm gonna fix that up. I'm clean that up a little bit. We don't go with that though.
It was the text message alert at the end, the ding that did it for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What up, y'all? What up,
That
though?
was a vibe. That was
What's
a cute little
happening?
vibe. Trap could
Yo,
go off. I see you
Yeah, a
trying
little
to
bit,
vibe
little
it up
bit,
out
little
here.
bit,
hey, I missed the
little bit.
conversation last night. What was the consensus?
That conversation
Um,
was all over the place.
it was
Goddamn.
it was all over the place, yeah,
That
but it
shit
was
was
good
all
though.
over the place.
I was outside. I made it to the crib. By the time I got home, I think I was on here for about like another 20 minutes, and I passed out. But it was great conversation though, and
Bougie would have loved
basically,
it towards the end.
Yo, I
they
couldn't.
did
I
Yeah,
right.
we
couldn't.
ran into about like 5. I got up at 5 a.m. I modded Gary real
Mhm.
quick because it was a really great conversation they were having amongst the men. What they
Yeah,
were having was a let's have a male accountability conversation. And Gary posed a question that really sparked it all. It was a really good thing. Our guy Johnny wilded out, but the men try to wrangle him in. Just Coffee try to give him some grown man advice. But it was a great. They had a really great conversation about sexual assault and men's perspective on it and men's involvement with it and the fact that inadvertently Gary felt like every man has indirectly sexually assaulted a woman, and then they were breaking down some of the things that we do naturally in interacting that are considered sexual assault, but because culturally we overlook them because it's a thing to do. So they were having that conversation. It was really dope. It was really dope.
Yo, and I think that was necessary. That's why I kept on asking that same question over and over.
Yeah, bougie. And I didn't mean to cut in with you, right? But I was so mad because I'm like, y'all really gonna stand here and act like y'all don't know? But guess what? Until they had that conversation, then I realized, wow, a lot of them don't know because
I
there's
guess not.
situations that they're in that
And
they don't realize.
it's wild because like I've had to have conversations with dudes, like men that I respect, that I love, and they are really hard conversations to have because it's like I'm not trying to beat up on nobody. I'm just trying to give you a peek into my world and how I have to live just as a woman. But I'm just like that conversation last night. That shit was all over the place, and I was just like, I gotta go. Like I just knocked out. I was tired. It was a day, but it was interesting. Glad to see that they got it. And sometimes they need to get it together. Like they just have to have conversations amongst themselves that women do not need to be a part of. Like respectfully. Like
Yeah,
I
I
don't
was
want to be a
quiet. I
part
was
of
like,
certain shit. Huh?
right. I was quiet last night. I minded Gary. Said, let me be quiet just in case I fall asleep. Gary can still be in here because it's going. Let me just be quiet and learn from them and learn what they're learning, right? Because it was everything down to. I'll give you an example. Um, Coercion, right? Many men may not understand what that
What
word is, but the
coercion
way
is, yeah.
coercion, right? But then the way Gary broke it down in terms of the what we gonna do tonight? I'm gonna try to get her da 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 da, and not realizing that I'm gonna try to get her is a part of the manipulation, right? That even if it's not as extreme as some men have taken it, you're still a part of that makeup of it. And then they were talking about the fact that at the end of the day, predators are, a predator mindset is a predator mindset, right? And then, of course, a guy comes in and says, well, women are predators too. And the beauty of that conversation was the guys reined him back in. Like, no, we're not having that conversation. Let's expand a little bit more on the male side of this instead of keep jumping always to, well, the women do it too. And it was cool. It was cool to listen to men be frustrated with the well, the women do it too type of men, because it was like stop it. We're not done this sorting out our shit before we want to jump to how women are predators too. It was dope. It was a really dope conversation. Shout out to the guys.
It's glad to, like I said, it's glad to hear that happened. It was necessary, you know? And I think That's not the goal. Is always not to just like destroy people and build them up how you want them to be. Sometimes you just have to like plant little seeds, right? And just let that shit take root and let people do what they feel, let them do what they need to do themselves and do the work. But, that's just my personal little add to it. But like I said, I was glad that, that there was some progress made. I just passed out because I was just tired. Have y'all heard that party? The song from Partisan Fontaine?
I did. He did it very classy. I like that. That was cool. If he had to do a response, that was a it was a cool response.
I heard it, and yeah, Kevin, I had the same takeaway from it. I was like, that is how you air your grievances out and not destroy anybody. Like
Yeah,
that was some real mature shit. He ain't call her out her name.
none of that. None of that. You see how he did it? He just,
It was
elegantly phrased things and bow,
absolutely
bow, and how am I this and this is, cleared his name and then, yeah, he could have went deeper, but he just, yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I don't think he should respond after this though, but
did
what he
nothing
did
needs.
was
I don't
cool.
think anybody has to respond after that. You know, I think that that is, if you're going to have an issue with somebody and it be that public, that is the way that you air your grievances out. Like I honestly think that this is the best breakup situation that I have seen happen publicly. That's like the most fucking mature, right? It's like Meg gave her stuff, she said her piece, he said his, and nobody is like, everybody's like still intact.
Yeah,
Nobody's
yeah,
like fucking, out here to go, God forbid, but really harm themselves or it be crazy and stuff like that. It's like, no, we had some issues. These were the issues, and we're no longer together. This was my piece, that's your piece, and let's keep it pushing. And I
exactly.
think that if we can get to a place like that, then the shit that we can do, right? It's a start. Because that could have went real left,
Her fans still
real
mad.
crazy, huh?
Her fans still mad, and I'm like, he didn't even do anything crazy. He just spoke his perspective on it. Because if you're going to bring it up, then why can't he address it?
All right. Well, I think we're gonna leave Diddy alone for a minute. Diddy and Cassie, that subject right there. We're gonna move past it though a little bit. He moved past it in 24 hours though. So why wouldn't we?
He ain't moved past shit. He got up on that fast
That
shit
nigga
and was
paid
like, "Yo,
out,
let
V.
hell yeah,
He
yeah, I'm
paid
not trying
out.
to face no criminal. Y'all not finna R. Kelly me. Fuck that. Let me go ahead and give you this little
I
bread
think they're
and
gonna end up
keep
still
this shit
doing it.
moving." And
Yeah,
then
they're gonna
why
end up
she gonna
still
come
doing
out
it.
and doing an appearance with him to make it all good and everything? Why he gonna cover it up real
Yeah.
nice.
All right. So the discussion today right now, man. Well, at least to start it off with, man, is critics' impact on hip hop expression.
Oh,
Yeah, I like that one. We gotta see. We a bunch of critics up in here, though. You know what I'm saying? So, do you think us? You know what I'm saying? Does the critic's voice hold a lot onto the way the artist is coming across? So, I'm gonna say first example I think right now of is that's the reason why we got this scary hour five. I think I feel like, you know what I'm saying, because the critics was saying what they were saying upon the way they took in For All the Dogs, and he came back and gave us six soulful beats, and he was rapping on them shit, rapping. Well, we all been asking, especially myself. I've been asking for that from Drake for a while though now, as far as him just rapping. You know what I'm saying? I always say this, the timestamp flow is my favorite pocket that he get in when it comes to him rapping though, and he did that for six songs. I feel like, you know what I mean? And I think, do you think that friend of the room, Joe, do you think Joe Words held a lot on what we got? You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think though? You know what I'm saying? That's the question right now. As far as you can bring anywhere though with it though. But yeah, what y'all think though?
I think that the artist should always have an ability to create. I think it's selfish, and I try. Now I'm not saying my execution is always in alignment, but I try to like modify my own personal expectations for what somebody's going to give me versus what they actually as it meets some, allowing them to express themselves. Sometimes that doesn't happen, but I always feel like we should give people the room to do what they do. Now, whether how it's received is purely on ego, but I would never want and when I say ego, it's subjective to like everybody. That was a poor word. I'm sorry, my coffee hasn't kicked in yet. Person to person, I feel like we should give them the space and just meet it there, and sometimes understand that sometimes it's going to hit and sometimes it's not, and just keep moving forward, but letting that be a propellant to do something better, to strive to be better versus destroying somebody and their work. That shit's kind of fucked up.
What was the question, Trap?
Just the question of the room, though, like right there, the title of it, though.
Oh,
But the basically just do we leave enough room for artists to basically have an artistic expression? You know what I'm saying, or do they worry about strictly what the critics are gonna say upon them? You know what I'm saying, the evolution or where they're looking to go within it. So another example is, you know what I'm saying, the Andre 3000 new album. You know what I'm saying? He just dropped a new album with them playing the
the
flute.
big
You know what
sleep.
I'm saying? And yeah, yo, bro, I literally put that shit on when I was on the train coming down here, and yeah, that shit put me to sleep. Definitely.
The big
I think,
sleep.
I think that's
He's
what he was
shaking
aiming
stuff.
for, Trap. I really
Yeah.
think that's what he was aiming for.
That nigga
You
got
know,
a new baby on the way or some
yeah,
shit.
like your man Donald already called it a classic, right?
Oh my God.
Who called it
No,
a
he didn't.
classic?
No, he didn't.
Let
He
me
ain't
say
do
something,
that.
Trap. I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck with this one, right? Artists, like Bougie said, we gotta leave them room to create. But what's crazy is music is probably the most criticized art. And then what happens is this: we don't give shit a fair chance as consumers. To be honest, we don't give like if the source gave it 5 mics, oh, it's good. Like we never really critically took the time out to listen to it and like pre somebody else's judgment. Oh, the shit went 10 times platinum. It's great. Like, nah, it don't always work like that. We some assholes because we weigh others' opinions and mix it with our shit versus seriously sitting down with something critically listening to it. And the flip side of that coin is if something's whack to us, motherfuckers be really too scared to say that they ain't feeling something, even though the masses may have felt it. Like motherfuckers popularly vote on things, like in a lot of cases, and then if everybody deems something whack, they'll jump on the whack train with it without really listening to it, man. And I think as consumers, when it comes to music, that's the thing that's available. Like when we looking at art, we'll look at like the Mona Lisa's an ugly bitch. All fucking jokes aside, bitch look like it's not a beautiful thing to me. But because others critically acclaimed it and put this value on it, we go, oh, but it's the Mona Lisa. Like, so the fuck what? Like, people are scared to have their own opinions, and then at the same time are too opinionated when it comes to things that they have no control of or shouldn't really give a fuck about. You either like something or you don't. I never let the masses dictate what I like. You know what I mean? Like, I think we should just turn off all
Rashad, you
media
cooking right now.
judgment things. Like we shouldn't know what the shit sold until 6 months later and let everybody just critically vote on shit. You know what I mean? Or if you like it, you like it. And then 6 months down the line, release what it sold so far. That's how we get real opinions, I think.
I totally agree with Rashad. Y'all be letting the masses dictate y'all thoughts. Well, not y'all. I'm speaking in general, but you know, but y'all be letting that shit dictate whatever y'all think, whatever. I don't agree.
So yeah, so Jay, so let me ask you this thing, right? So basically, like for what Rashad was saying right there, do you can you state an instance where where basically that the review that an album, you know what I'm saying, for instance, like instance where hip hop reviews sparked the like made people feel that was loyal what that person said about that album, you know what I'm saying, and didn't actually and people didn't actually go into it and take it on to for what they took it for. They just went on for what the Source magazine back in the day said about it, or what a YouTube blogger, you know what I'm saying, depiction they had of the album, and they just stood on that. They just stood on that right there, and didn't like the world didn't listen to it on their own and take it in for what they took it in for. Do you know? Can you say the instance when that happened?
Yeah, I think that's what that happened. Like I say it all the time, Trap. Like and to me, I'm gonna use Illmatic because Illmatic got 5 mics, correct?
Uh-huh.
Like so, if I use Illmatic as an example, to me, I never really fuck with it all like that. I like Life's a Bitch. Like that's what introduced me to AZ or whatever. But Illmatic as a whole, I didn't like it that much as life went on. I went back and listened to it. All right, boom. I'm like, all right, I like it a little bit better, but it still wasn't as great as like it was written in his other albums. The same thing with Ready to Die. I never understood the hype of some things. Like when Ready to Die came out, I remember that my homie bought Ready to Die. He bought the Biggie album. I bought Diary, Scarface album, and we traded. I don't know why I traded because I never heard of Biggie before, so I don't know why I traded him for it. And I was totally disappointed, and I didn't understand why. Like I ain't think it was better. So I feel the masses just dictate, and then it has people tell it be making y'all think other people is crazy. Like, oh, you didn't like that. You don't know it. That's another thing I used to always hate when people be like, you don't know hip hop because you don't like this album. Like, nah, hip hop is bigger than this album, though.
I
So,
I'll say this,
Like if
bro.
we took promotion budgets out of hip, Lord, like I said, just listen to joints and they like, well, we're gonna release the sales numbers 6 months later. If we took promotion budgets out of shit, because this the only art with a promotional budget. I mean, film, TV and film, like painted art. Ain't no promo budget on that. Yo, come see the Basquiat display, nigga. It's up, it's up. Like there ain't no promote. It's people be on waves and it be like, yo, motherfuckers are scared to have their own opinion. And that's why when you do have your own opinion and your opinion is going upstream, counterculture, the majority of the motherfuckers will say, oh, that nigga tripping. He this, he that. But you really are probably the happier person who could admit truth and be honest and not give a fuck. Then be the motherfuckers that's happier all the time in life versus motherfuckers having to do shit because they feel like, well, I can't go against it. It ain't you going against people, it's you going for yourself. And enough people don't do that.
and
I'll
trap.
say this.
I think
Say,
like when it.
hold
Hey,
on.
My
yo,
bad.
Mark, let Kashawn in.
Hey,
Like, go
thank,
for it.
thank you. Just briefly, I'll say this, bro. I think what everybody is saying is super valid, bro. Um, some people they just really aren't comfortable standing on their own opinion, and they definitely look for what the masses say, and they will not get behind something to support it until they have heard an overwhelming support from other people, which is why we get the promo budget shit, because 1 million people don't feel comfortable supporting the album unless 20 million people were already supporting it. So then it's going to snowball from there. But I'll say this though, also the value of the critically acclaimed work. Some people that really care to uphold the standard of hip hop and the standard of music, it's gonna benefit the genre. Like I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people, like, I didn't know people didn't fuck with Illmatic like that till I came in this room, bro. When I first heard Illmatic, that shit was like, I can't believe niggas can do this with rap. That's what I felt when I first heard it, bro. That shit changed my life the first time I heard Illmatic. That's still the best hip hop album to me. And what I liked about it, the fact that it was given such praise, it does hold hip hop to a standard. And I think that's very necessary because at the end of the day, when you don't have that kind of feedback, we're gonna have hip hop in a place that's so progressive, it doesn't look like hip hop. And we don't have a way to gauge what is hip hop. when they've given the Nobel Peace Prize to Kendrick, that shit is earned. That shit is deserved, bro. That's the
Nobel
standard.
Prize for writing. It wasn't peace.
My
It
bad.
was for
Nobel
it
Prize
was
for
for
writing. My
writing.
bad, bro. I'm wilding. I'm wilding. I'm wilding. Good look. Good look, bro. Good
Kendrick
look.
Lamar March on what?
Yeah, he's large. Hey, yo, you funny. Nah, but y'all understand what I'm saying. So there's a pro and a con with it. I think the problem when everything is too dependent on reception. Some people just gonna wait for the reception. They're not even gonna judge it themselves. They don't. They're not gonna stand on their own opinion, like Rashad said. And sometimes the critical acclaim helps to draw the right ears to a project that deserves it.
But Cash, the flip side of that is sometimes it don't. And what happens is whack niggas, like when we try to stand on a standard, whack motherfuckers will say we gatekeeping. And it's like, no, you're just trying to, if you owned a bakery and y'all made donuts a certain way and somebody else came in and was just fucking up the mixtures on the batter and not keeping them in the fryer or whatever you put them in for the amount of time, like he's fucking up the standard in which you created your name. And hip hop, because of technology mainly, anybody can make a record now pretty much. Like there's no standard in a lot of situations. And when you identify being older, right? Because there's this civil war against older and young niggas, and I like to say I'm on neither side. I stand with hip hop, no matter how progressive and young it gets, no matter how old it once was. So I'm with the shit on both sides sometimes. But what happens is this: sometimes older cats will try to keep a standard versus saying this artist ain't shit. But people take you placing a standard as, oh, this nigga gatekeeping, you hating, you did. And it's like, nah, we just come from a different era where there were standards. Now everybody gets the participation award. So some people misconstrue um, quality and detail for hating. And I think them be the ones that be bitching all the time. Oh, y'all niggas is hating. No, nigga, you just can't rap or you just can't make good songs. And I'm not talking about nobody in particular. I'm just talking about how language gets misconstrued amongst young and old, and then people get to calling each other out their names and all for sometimes people trying to hold a standard. And there's young people that keep that standard as well. That ain't no old nigga thing. And I'm just saying, the best of them keep the standard, and that's why they're not in for a year and you don't hear from them the following year. Like the motherfuckers that keep the standard, I don't care what nobody say. The best rappers have longevity in their careers, have permanent fan bases. They not no fly by night. I'm talking about the best. The best of them do it, and I give them a standing ovation for keeping the culture to a standard.
Yo, I
I
just
think
wanted to.
right now
I'm sorry, 96.
Now, see, let now, see, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
just right now, tying the whole critic and opinion thing just into life. Is too many suckers got opinions. Like it was a point in time, just being outside, a sucker couldn't talk. Now, because everybody got a phone, everybody got a podcast, and it's unqualified people. I take it a lot of people in this room love hip hop, and you would see the things that they say about established artists. I saw an interview with the young guy Symba, and he a cool rapper,
That was crazy.
but the
Yeah.
way him and the broad was talking about Nas, I was like, yo,
Hmm.
like what the fuck is going on? Like they was just really dismissing Nas's accomplishments. Him selling out the Garden, him, you know, being in some of the best shape of his life, musically, and they just was downplaying it. And then it's like it just be confused. And then when you speak against people like them, it's like, oh, you hating. No, that's their opinion. But sometimes you can't have an opinion if you're not qualified. You can't really speak on. I had a conversation with a young dude about Illmatic, and he tried to tell me how Illmatic wasn't all like that, and he 30 years old. And I said I was outside when Illmatic dropped. Never mind the record sales, the trenches we was feeling Illmatic. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like a lot of unqualified people speaking on people who have major accomplishments in this thing we love called hip hop.
Can I ask you a question now, six?
Sure.
Hold on, there was a young lady that was
That's
going to say
right.
something.
Go ahead. I just
I
wanted
was
to ask him about what he said.
I was
I
trying to
got. Remember your
I was,
question, though, Jay. We're gonna get to on. Go
I
ahead,
was
Bougie.
say the cash. Like first of all, that was one of the most insightful things that I've heard said in a very long time. And I just wanted to give you your flowers for that. The only correction is he won a Pulitzer, not a Nobel Prize. But even that is a significant accomplishment. And I'm just differentiating just for accuracy's sake, beloved, and not to try to destroy you. But that was some real shit. Like, and I think that even 9 6 point is really really truthful. And I think that the conversation about standards is really at the crux of this. When are we as a culture going to get standards? Where did these standards go? Why did we abandon these standards? And how do we get them back?
Right.
How do we get them back?
Take ownership of the culture again and not give a fuck about what others think. But so many people sell out to the dollar bill, Boozy. You know that. And that's just what it is. It's fucked up.
What was main man question?
Uh, uh,
Go ahead,
uh,
Jay. What's your question, Jay?
all right. It's kind of a two part. Are you from New York? It's just
Nah, he
No,
from Philly.
I'm from North Philly.
okay. All right. So that's cool. Like the only reason why it's asking is because I think I'm a person who I feel like everybody's allowed to have an opinion on whatever, especially if they're listening to something like if they're in the hip hop, whatever. I didn't see the interview with Symba, by the way, or whatever, this, that, and the third. But I know why I said whatever I said about Illmatic, because like I say it all the time. Now it's one of my favorite rappers, but that was like to me, Az or Dab was my favorite around that time. So, so I think like when it comes to Illmatic and stuff like that. Maybe to me, being from Pittsburgh, or whatever, I just went on that part. At that point in time, I was listening to MCA Spice One, this, that, and the third. The only thing that really, really got me listening to most of the New York stuff that I listened to around that time, honestly, was I was around New York people that's from that moved to Pittsburgh, or whatever. So that's what got me to listen to this shit. But I end up liking Nas right after Illmatic, like it was written and stuff like that. I end up liking even Biggie right after Ready to Die, Love, Life After Death. So I believe that everybody could have an opinion. Everybody got the right to be like, man, this was good or that's bad. Because if it's like that, who are we? Like, who's to say? Who's to pick and choose? Who could say something? Who's qualified to? You know what I'm saying, bro?
Watch
So
this, Jay.
No.
so
Here go the
Now let him
difference.
respond. Let 9 6 respond to the question. The question was for Molly. I got you, Molly. Molly, I
so
got you. Let him respond to the
so
question now.
of course everybody can have an opinion. You did, but it's like that's like if you just bought a house, right? That it's a shell and you want to redo the whole house. Are you going to pick somebody who has 30 years of experience or somebody who's got a carpentry certificate out of jail? You're going to go with the
That's what I,
experience, right? So,
here's what I was gonna say, Cash though. I
But
mean,
hold on,
Let, let me
nine
just
six. Nine six.
let
Let
him
him
finish.
finish. He
so,
wasn't done
so,
yet, though. Rashawn,
let
let
him
him finish
so,
though, verse, bro. Go ahead.
you asking me was I
I'll be
from
right
New
back.
York? No, from Philly. But you brought up Spice
Yeah,
One and all
you
them.
close enough though, so that's
My
good.
my my homies was telling me Spice One was corny. My homies was telling me, MC8 was corny. So I'm talking about Scarface, one of my favorite rappers. Even then, I was listening to the Baby Ghetto Boys, Too Much Trouble, Gangsta Nip. You know what I'm saying? So I'm well versed in this hip hop shit. But when it comes to the opinions, age has a lot to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, if you 30 years old, you can't tell me what it felt like when Illmatic dropped. If you 30 years old, that's like I can't tell my old heads what it felt like when Ultramagnetic album dropped, what the streets was like. I can't tell them what it felt like. So the thing
Critical
is,
beatdown was that shit.
that's what I'm saying. That's one of the best albums ever. So the thing is, I can't tell my old heads who was outside getting money, you know what I'm saying, driving Volvos and all that type stuff, who was in the mix. Yeah, I was listening to it, but I wasn't old enough to participate in nothing. So I don't have a right to speak on nothing. And right now, everybody and their mother who got a phone think they got the right or qualified to speak on people they not qualified to speak on. That's all I was saying.
Now I respect that. I
Hey,
respect.
I
I
don't think that
honestly,
was a shot
Trap,
towards you, Jay.
I
Yeah,
want
that
to
was
say this. I want to
yeah,
say
that was
this
some
real quick.
bullshit.
Hold on, let Molly in. Go ahead, Molly.
Right. Because I heard y'all speaking on
Wait,
Simba,
what
and
what
y'all
what I say
know,
what I say wrong?
Let Molly go. We keeping it cool.
yeah. Because I'm here in Oakland. I'm in the Bay Area, and I be around a lot of people that be around Simba, right? So I don't know what the young man said, but going off of what Jay just said, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm 39. I never even heard the goddamn Illmatic album until like I was like 17, 18. When I first heard of Nas, it was the I Rule the World shit. So like Jay said, I was listening to Spice One, E40, Too Short, Snoop Dogg. I never even heard, you know what I mean? So I don't think it's no disrespect. It'd be different reasons. You over there where you at, so it's a big deal to you. That album was never even a big deal to me and nobody I knew. Now it's a good album. I went back as I got older and got into hip hop. Nas is amazing. I'm not disrespecting the man or nothing like that, but Nas might not be a big deal to Simba.
No,
And I
brother,
don't know.
you saying something you saying something different, brother.
Yeah,
Like
that's not what he's saying. What
that's
he's
not what I
saying is that
said.
what he's saying is this: opinions are like assholes, and we don't have to share them, but we do. And we do live in an age of everyone has a microphone in their throat. And so when you get in front of something and you say your opinion on it, but you didn't live it, it takes a bit of a credibility away because you're passing on the wrong information to a group of people. We're not talking about whether you like someone or whether someone hit in your town at the time, because he's not even from New York City, and he revered the album. So it's not about region when it comes to that. It's about your age and where you were. I said this before in this room. I can't argue my mother down about the impact of Aretha Franklin, or my grandmother rather. I can't argue her down with the impact of Aretha Franklin and be like, well, Mariah Carey's better. Just because I am conscious and was outside when Mariah Carey was banging, right? There's nuances to things, and unfortunately, people conflate that. We live in an era where people can't be okay with the fact that they just may not actually know. It's okay that you don't know. It's also okay to articulate yourself and say, hey, you know what? I wasn't around at this time, but for me, this is XYZ, XYZ. Giving context to the fact that you have an opinion, but hey, take it with a grain of salt because you know what? It wasn't really there. And I think that goes for everything. You wouldn't want a doctor to come in and just give you an opinion. You would want them to come in and be able to, for sure, share something with you that's going to help you so that you have a better understanding of what you're going through, right? And so this is what Master is speaking of. Is that Master? I'm sorry, I'm not at the
No,
phone.
that's nine
Um,
six. That's nine
Nine
six.
six.
9-6, pardon me, 9-6. That is to what he's speaking of. And we do live in a time where the internet makes people feel this way. You feel because you can stream a song that all of a sudden you know what the impact was, and then you have courage off of that instead of just being like, I wasn't really around then. Because here's the thing: the music that the people that these young people are experiencing today, they're gonna have a generation of people who are gonna be like, yo, Dirk was whack, yo. This duh, 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 duh. And then they're gonna be arguing, you don't know, you wasn't there, were you outside? Right? Because life is secular. It's not
Cyclical.
cyclical. Thank you. It's not linear, right? Where you can say, well, my opinion, because I'm born now, matters more than what you lived. That'll never be. There's nuances to things, and people just really have to respect the nuances. Same thing for the old heads, where I can't come in and say what Dirk's impact is on the youth today if I'm not a youth. I'm not in high school.
Right.
Like I was when I was in 10th grade listening to um, "Can't Knock the Hustle." I can't.
yo, that
I'd be
shit hit
disingenuous.
different when it dropped on the radio. That was what a
Very different
time to be
time. And
alive. What a
people need
time
to
to
stop
What a
be
being
time to
alive.
be
people
alive.
need to stop being
It
disingenuous
was.
to the nuances of those
Bougie, we
things.
was alive. You know
I was
that.
outside
And
I
Miss
mean,
seeing it.
Can
Torres,
we
no, but everybody,
and,
but yo, Rashad, that's the thing. Everybody fucking wasn't on this stage. Everybody was not. So for
Bougie?
MHC to sit here and say, yo, to hear the can't like I can't, I'll speak for myself. I literally had a flashback moment being in high school, hearing that shit come across the fucking radio. That shit was different.
Hey,
And
and
it's like
Bougie.
mentor and
we are,
mentor
we are
like
talking about arguing nostalgia versus arguing facts, right? And I think when we have these conversations, because I swear I had this, I made this statement on season one of this app, right? But it was like, yo, are we really talking about accurate, lasting impact from an objective perspective, or are we talking about nostalgia? And are we talking about our own how we experience this music? And that's why we are saying that it is great. And I think those things get conflated, unfortunately. And because of that, it's like one, folks have to learn to have to take a step back, right? And say, yo, my whole opinion outside my whole experience outside of that, this is how the world responded to this music, and that is what made it great. I may not be able to receive it like that in my own lived experience, but I can appreciate its greatness for what it is and what it contributed to the culture. And those are different conversations, but that's just me.
Bougie, you know what? Hold on, real quick. You know what the big problem is, Bougie? You do this well. Miss H does it well. I know for a fact I do it well, and there's a few other people that do this well. We comprehend and understand the English language, and people say shit and don't know what words mean a lot of times. And this is where the arguments come up. Like the way you just said that, beautiful. But a lot of people don't understand, and I ain't saying nobody in this room. I'm just saying there's people that don't understand English e- enough to articulate their point. So they'll say some shit with a word what they think means it, and on come the arguments. But the one thing she said, and the one thing that Miss H just said was perfect. We cannot, because we're not young. So we can know the music, and what happens is we apply our old hip hop ears and what the culture was to today's music and go, nah, this shit don't fit. This ain't da 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 da. And what
hmm
younger people do is apply things like numbers, not knowing there was no internet back in the day, so they wasn't streaming crazy numbers. And man, that nigga only went gold. And like Bougie just said, it could have went gold, and rap was looked at like a bastard music back in the day. But NWA dropped a whole album with no airplay that shook the very fabric and core, not only of the youth, but of our very United States government to the point where they were getting letters from the Fed, like, y'all can't say this when we got freedom of speech and all. Yo, this is what
Having
happened
whole press conferences over
over,
fucking song,
over
over a
album.
song title, right? Like,
Hey, so this is
like,
what was
like
happening.
people are literally wait, and this is the wild part, Rashad. Like, we talk about lyrics being used in court cases, my nigga. Y'all don't even understand how we done been to court already over fucking song titles. This is shit we know
How
about
Luke,
this,
how Luke didn't commit a crime
right?
but was super misogynistic, and if he would have lost that case he would have went to jail over freedom of speech. This shit was crazy, and a lot of people sit up here and go, nah, that wasn't that shit. Like, you're not really understanding. We crawled so you could walk today and run today, and we applaud your speed, your strides, and all that. The only thing I think people don't like is when y'all get to saying what things were and weren't. Like, I cannot, in good health or good faith, I'm sorry, I cannot, in good faith, sit up here and tell my mother what the civil rights movement was like based on, well, ma, I read this. If my mother was outside getting hosed,
Exactly.
she
Thank
can
you,
tell
bro.
me the nuances of this shit. Like, yo, the press didn't do this. Because we already know anything reported that's detrimental to us, and we ain't gonna get the full story. We got to get them stories from them elders and get it passed down. And what the youth is rejecting is the elders' stories and passing it down. And what the elders are rejecting is how the youth disregards, or not even disregards, how the youth just don't understand. It's a weird space that we're in. And I think if we just start out with respect, meaning old people, when you talk to the younger people, start off with a tone that's like you giving them a verbal hug, like over the shoulders, fellas, and yo, come here, young man, let me holler at you. Da 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 da. We should talk more like that with a little more care and love. And younger people should just respect their elders. Like, that was a phrase that was all my life, hey man, you respect your elders, and be like, even if you disagreed, your mother better not have heard about you talking to some adult crazy, no matter what. Because we had the thing, well, I'm going to go tell my mom that this happened. I'm not going to fight my own battles when it came to people that I know I should just respect. And that's the whole problem. We got to talk a little better with a little more clarity and understanding. And they got to not be so disrespectful just because you're an adult and you're 21. That don't make you live like did. You're not experienced in life. That's why rookies, I don't give a fuck who they are. When rookies go to any league, them niggas is carrying the bags of the vets and doing all. But you the star rookie, so the fuck what? You still a rook. Respect this game, respect this league. And hip hop is the only thing that never does that now.
But
I,
I think there's a way you
I
can
do
go
want to
ahead.
say that. I do want to say this because I think we got to find a sweet spot in the middle, right? Because just because a person was at a particular point when hip hop started or whatever in the past, doesn't mean their information is accurate. You know, because we get on this app as older people, right? Oh, everybody was playing Reasonable Doubt. No, everybody wasn't. If I would put
Hmm.
the context of Reasonable Doubt in this era, I would say it would be like a Griselda project that just dropped, right?
Hmm.
Everybody wasn't on that shit, and we romanticize Reasonable Doubt as old heads, right? Oh, and everybody, no, everybody wasn't on it. But I will say this: you don't have to listen. An astrophysicist, right, will never touch space or the moon or any planet, right? But they can still speak on it because they're well versed in the in that industry, right? So just because you was in a particular era, that don't mean your information is right, too.
We
And I
can't
just
say
think we got
And
but
like
hold on,
brother,
hold on,
hold
hold
on,
on,
let,
hold on, hold on, hold on,
hold
hold
on,
brother
on.
let me
Gunner.
Because
finish.
what we do
Let me
is
finish.
because some
Let
Let
me
him
of us
finish. He
want
finish.
got 30. He
hold on,
got
I'm gonna
30.
land
Let
here.
him
I got
finish.
10
Let
seconds.
him
I got
finish.
10
He got
seconds, Trap.
30.
Trap, I got 10 seconds. If you even look at the foundation of this hip hop culture, right? The records those DJs were playing, they were out of favor with the new generation, right? These were
No,
records that the old hold on. The old heads said, yo, we was done with that. We doing something else. They revisited those records, and those young folks that was 16, 17 took pride in those drum breaks. You know, they started a whole new culture, right? So let's stop saying that the young people cannot revisit the past because the whole culture is built on revisiting records that the old niggas ain't want to deal with. But I'm gonna land there. Go ahead.
Oh
And
my
I wanted
God,
to
somebody
say,
mark the time
Yeah.
and the date because I agree with NBA. That shit made 1,000% sense and it was hella fucking accurate. Sweet goodness
because
gracious.
I wanted to
hold
say
on,
this,
man. Who
and
muted
as I
me,
go,
man?
Now I muted
nobody,
you, Sean, because you got
but
when you not talking, it's a feedback that comes up for your mic. I muted you,
Okay.
bro.
Let me say
That's all it
something to
was.
NBA real quick where he moved the goalposts. We weren't talking about the music. We were talking about the impact that it had on society at a time that they weren't living. We ain't saying you can't dislike or like the music, but you cannot, in good favor, if you wasn't outside and you wasn't born and you did not exist in the time when the music, I don't give a fuck what you study. You can't give a more accurate depiction of a person that was there and alive and outside. That's what
But
we
you
was
The
know
other
talking
what?
thing
about.
But
too, the other thing
Rashad,
but
too
I
is I feel like we're discrediting the fact that
And we ain't,
what he's saying
these
is really
artists
a
have
challenge.
an era.
What
hold on,
right?
let
What
I
he's saying
finish
is
what I'm saying.
it's a challenge. It's a challenge to our generation and even y'all's generation, right? To be more embraceful and impactful to the younger generation because we know how we were treated and how we were given a bit of a pushback and understand and holding on to that because when we deal with with the folks behind us because it's like all we're doing is perpetuating the same bullshit that we went through ourselves that we didn't want that we didn't like that we didn't care for and yet we're still guilty of doing anyway.
but
Y'all
It's
know
so
all
what
in
but
it
too?
like
It
At
should
the
I
same
build
think
time,
character though.
there's
but
work that
It
has
built
to be done on
character.
both sides
One
and
at a
there's
time.
both
One
there's
door.
mutual
One door.
respect.
at the at the same time too, right? I understand why what Rashad's saying. What he's saying is very important as well, though, because like in journalism, right? When you're getting the information from a certain source, they're rating the source based on is it a primary source, a secondary source, or a tertiary source, bro. You're not gonna have the same type of value put on the source if they weren't there, bro. If you're relaying what you learn, you're a secondary or potentially tertiary source, bro. It is important to look at the reception of something when it came out. But at the same time, good music stands the test of time, though, and it's still relevant in today's age. But considering when it was released, it'll have a greater impact then because it was culturally and socially relevant. But I noticed that classic music, it still has the same powerful impact in a future date, bro. So that's all I wanted to say.
You want to jump back in, guy? 9-6. No, you want to say something?
Let me go after
No,
him.
well,
You got it. You got it, Jay.
what the sister was saying, yeah, it's unfortunate that people had to go through that, but at the same time, that's part of making your bones and it's building character. Right now, it's like everybody want to be ignorant and nasty. Oh, this is my opinion. I say what I want, but then at the same time, they want a hug. Which is it? You can't have it both ways.
Yeah. So go ahead, Jay. Go
I,
ahead, Jay.
I was gonna say, like, I think another part does, like, because I know when Marley was saying about stuff being regional and we kind of bypassed it, but I think that also do play a part. So, like, when Simba, if I ain't mistaken, he from LA and stuff like that. Not saying LA people didn't
He
rock
from the
with,
Bay.
He
From the
from the
Bay. He from
Bay.
the Bay.
but
He from the Bay.
well, well, like I was
Go
gonna
ahead,
say,
though. It's the same shit. Go ahead, though. Go ahead,
yeah,
though.
yeah,
West Coast.
like what
West
I was going.
Coast.
Yeah, like what I was gonna say is like the reason why, like even we go back to like I said with Illmatic, it probably didn't resonate to me like that much because it seemed a little more regional in a way, like just and why whereas Rashad would even tell you like in Pittsburgh around that time, 9-2 to 9-5 or whatever, like Crips and Bloods and stuff was like real heavy, whatever. So maybe that's why I resonated with the West Coast sound a little more than that. But like I said, it was East Coast, I mean New York people who put me down with it and stuff like that. So when I went back and listened to Illmatic, I do appreciate it more. It just wasn't. I don't know. I just caught on late with it and
So,
stuff.
I
so
disagree
now,
with you, bro.
yeah, go ahead, 9-6. Go
Look, the
ahead.
reason why because he said Crips and Bloods. No, like I said, I'm from North Philly.
Mhm.
I was listening to Too Short, Spice One, all
That's
that
a fact. That's a
good,
fact.
good motherfucking music and on top of that, I was West Coast out because West
Mhm.
Coast kept hip hop alive as far as on the boom bap tip. Hear me out.
Mhm.
When the East Coast was dancing and African medallions. West Coast still, East Coast was New Jack swinging and all that. I hated this shit. And the West Coast, King T, Cube, Dre, niggas for life, Dre, Chronic Dre. They still was sampling. That shit is still boom back. Scarface, John Beto and all them dudes was making hip beats. That shit was still boom back.
Nine to
So
six. Who are you, bro? You named niggas out
He's
of.
on fire,
Come
Rashad.
on, 9-6. I'm asking you this. Everything
no,
you just
No,
named.
9-6 know his
Who,
shit, man. That's my
who
I
are
man
you?
right there.
I love
That's our
I
fam,
He
nigga.
love his
Dirty
hip
will be
hop
doing
shit.
cartwheels right
Let him
now.
finish.
I
Let him
love hip
finish.
I
Keep it real,
love
9-6.
I love hip hop, bro. So it's like the regional thing. If you really love hip hop, it don't matter. I'm talking about. It was a dude from St. Louis I used to dig named Silk Smooth, like MC Breed. Like I'm
Uh-huh.
just tuned
Oh
in
my
with
God.
rap.
It's crazy.
You
Nine
understand what I'm
six. I was
saying?
listening to everything you said from
You
Gangsta
see what
Nick
I'm
and
saying? And
all
I'm
that.
from North Philly, though. I'm from the
Yeah.
trenches. You see what I'm saying? But
I
in
see
my
it.
neighborhood, Scarface first album, Born Killer, was responsible for at least
Mhm.
50 people getting shot. Cause
Stop it.
everybody in my
Don't do that.
neighborhood, it's a dude
We're
right
not
now.
doing that.
Hear me out. It's a dude right now who got a tattoo on his back from my hood with a lady giving birth with a baby coming out with two guns and
That's
it say
crazy.
born killer on top of it. So, niggas love gangster shit. And then like I said, West Coast, the South, they was still boom bapping, sampling. You understand what I'm saying? DJ Pooh and all them
Oh,
dudes,
stop it.
CPO, Ballad of a Menace,
Capital
that
punishment,
motherfucking
nigga.
beat. That's what I'm saying. So the thing is, it's about good music. And then back to the Simba dude, yeah, he from the Bay, but he loved Jay-Z. So it
I
wasn't
see
a
what you mean.
regional
I
thing.
see it.
And then the thing with Simba, you supposed to be one of the young niggas carrying a torch as a real spitter. You cannot disrespect Nas, you shot yourself in the foot. Even if that's how you felt, because sometimes in life you got, me and my man, we say, this a homie conversation. A homie conversation and a public conversation is two different things. Certain things you don't say in public, especially when you on a platform. And the
Can I
Hey
other
ask
yo,
you
girl,
guys this?
hey yo,
go
nine
ahead.
Let him
six.
finish.
Well,
Let him close
I
the door. Let him
I
close
wanted
the
to say
door,
So
push
y'all. Let
back.
him
so
close
so
the door.
so
I'm
when he
sorry.
was on there, Symba was talking. It was a young girl from my city named Tierra Whack. She was disrespecting the shit out of Nas, and I
Crazy.
was so disappointed. It's like, Shorty, you have not done shit compared to Esco. You nowhere near nothing that Esco did. And you disrespecting a legend. Boy sold out the garden. How old is Nas? 52.
50, 50. He just turned 50.
You see what I'm
Um,
saying? So
So
yeah,
hey
Bougie.
it's
I'm
trap.
a
I just
Bougie.
wanted
Yeah,
to give you
Bougie.
some. I wanted to give you some pushback, right? I disagree with you to a certain extent. I think that if that's his truth, then that's his truth,
just
and
let
I
me give
res-
you a little
and
pushback of what you said.
wait. You don't
That
even
whole
know. Wait.
Let him finish. Let him finish his stuff
my
first.
bad,
Nine
my
six.
bad.
That's
Yeah.
his truth, and I think that our ego is what's responding to his statement, right? It has the right to exist. I think it's all in how you present it. You can absolutely say, I just, for whatever reason, I tried it, like me, and say guacamole. I'm just not a guacamole girl. It's just, I don't know about avocados. Respect the fuck out of the avocado. Appreciate what the fuck it does. There's a ton of people who love avocados and guacamole. It's just not for me.
Did you hear what Simba said, Bougie?
I didn't hear what he said, but what I'm saying is that he has the right to say what he feels. I think it's all in how he presents it. I think it's all in what he says about it. While I have the right to disagree with it, I don't have the right to destroy him over it.
I'm not
And I
destroying
think
it.
that too, and I think that mutual truths, conflicting truths, can coexist at the same time. It's just
Hey
how you
Bougie,
see that shit. Like, to be
See,
honest,
can you
Let
can
him
you
real,
let,
turn
let
a
him
real quick,
can you
Rashad.
turn
real
a
Let him
quick, bro.
answer.
critique into a
Let him respond to
So
what she said
so
real quick though. And you got you,
two
Rashad.
two 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 things I disagree with. In this day and time, we have this statement of this is my truth, this is his truth. Nobody owns the truth. The truth is the truth. When somebody say this is my truth, that sounds like a lie to me. Secondly, when you said, "Oh, that's his opinion," you didn't even see the interview, so you kind of like prove my point. You not even qualified to speak because you ain't see it. The way he was talking about Nas, like he was like just trash, like no respect. You
I'm
you
not trying
entitled.
to. I'm
Hear
sorry.
me
Go
out,
ahead.
sweetheart. Hear me out.
Go ahead. Yeah, no.
You entitled not to like Nas. Nas one of my rappers,
Rashad, you got
but
it
Nas was
next.
getting on my nerves for a few years
After
because of his beat
Rashad.
selection. You got the right to not like who you want. Like you said, you don't like avocado, but at the same time, if you call yourself being a part of hip hop, and somebody like Simba, who prides himself in being an MC, you cannot diss Nas publicly.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't.
all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
Rashad. Let Shaw get in there right there. Go to
Let me
Jay, and
tap
then
in
we
after
got
Shad,
Trey.
please.
All right, we got
no,
Jay, and then go
uh,
to Cass.
9-6. I'm gonna say this. Thank you, because everybody you named, them is my niggas that did work. And if you ever want to know what happened to John Beto, he got shipped back to Africa. He got deported. He was on some, the government. But anyway, what I was gonna say to you was, um, the only little pushback I could like you. Well, I'm gonna say this, like you said, and I'm gonna say this to Bougie real quick. It's one thing, Bougie, to not like avocados, but it's a whole nother thing when you lie about its nutritional properties. And that's why I think like Simba was going with that. Like it wasn't the fact that, yeah, I listened to the music, I ain't like it. But when you get to Nas ain't this and ain't that, and we look at his decorations, his accomplishments, his accolades, how he changed the game, then you can't do that. You can't you can't misspeak like that. You get what I'm saying? Like I can't sit here and say, man, the nigga trap, man, that nigga ain't nothing but 6'1", talking shit to niggas, and I can go on and on and on and tell a whole bunch of truth. But trap like 6 6 6 7. So I can't just, that's not my truth. It's not, no, it's not the truth. There's your truth. And Simba, Simba. uh, I'm bugging out. 9 6. There is, a person can have their truth, and and two things can exist. But when you put man trap 6 1 and talking that's a lie. That's the thing that I think the 9 6 is disagreeing with. He was saying some wild shit that not even your opinion can justify when somebody can present a fact that negates that. You get what I'm saying? So, that's all I wanted to run. I forgot my other thought. I had a little pushback on something you said, 9 6, and it wasn't major. It
No,
was just,
I appreciate what you saying, bro. Man, what you saying was
yeah.
right. The thing that this era lacks today.
Oh, my bad. There it is. There go
Go.
the thought
I'm
right
sorry.
there.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. The thing is, there's two kind of people in hip hop culture. There's motherfuckers that enjoy it and people that live it. And when we was talking about regional joints, you sound like you was in that shit. But a lot of people back in the day, budgets, just talk about budgets for labels. Budgets didn't allow certain songs to reach certain regions at certain points. There was no internet. They had to mail, they had to tour, they had to do all that. So sometimes records didn't make certain regions. But if you was in the culture deep, that didn't bother you because we was finding that shit. We was participating. But some people wasn't in it as deep per se. So Jay was a little bit right, like, we didn't get that, or but you, to me, just on a few things you said, like John Beto, I don't think 5 people in this room know who Beto was. And it's a lot of hip hop heads. So the fact
Love
that you was
Beto,
in
Ready Red, all them
it,
dudes, man.
his name is Reddy's name is Collins Lee Safe. Good friend of mine. Like, rest in peace, Red. But when you saying shit like that, you were in it a little deeper. And everybody, you have people that enjoy the culture, then you have people that live and die with it. You sound like you living and dying with the culture,
I love this
appreciate it
shit,
greatly.
bro.
But some people didn't get all the music. Just because labels wasn't sending their artists on these promo, or there just wasn't enough money a lot of times. But if you was deeply entrenched, like you were, yeah, you was hearing it. So it ain't no fault on either side. You and Jay's statement
Yeah, no
can be
doubt.
true.
It just like me, like with MC Hammer, right? He ain't make my type of music, but I would never disrespect him. You understand what I'm saying? It's like
But
as somebody who love hip hop, I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't
That's all
say,
I'm
"Oh,
saying.
that nigga never had a good show."
I would never say that. And the thing I
That's
respect about Hammer, the nigga took care of his whole gang. We know how much that mean for our people when one of us make it and he makes sure everybody cool. You know what I'm saying? Biggie said E40 was corny, right? And y'all remember what E40 did?
we know what happened.
You
I
see
was
what
a
I'm
part of
saying?
the Hammer gang too for a minute. So
You
yeah,
see what I'm
You was
saying?
firsthand.
dancing, Rashad? Rashad, you was dancing?
Shut
You
up,
were
Trap.
dancing?
You know what the fuck I was doing.
Oh, my bad,
Trap,
my
you know
bad.
He was
exactly.
My
dancing
bad, my
and
bad.
rapping, trap. He was
I
dancing and
know, I
rapping.
know.
But
One
the
thing
thing is,
Rashad cannot do
Can't
is
touch this.
dance. And one thing I
when
never did was write a rhyme for Hammer. We
when you
not going there
study
with it.
E40 as something, because I rap, and if you study E40, that nigga be talking that shit. You see what I'm saying? So you can't just write people off. Sometimes you got to sit down and study the shit. And sometimes you just got to keep your fucking opinion to yourself.
Well, even
But,
from that
but
standpoint of you're in an industry that you're trying to get in, never before was it actually ever cool to just talk out the side of your neck when you're trying to uh, you can offend people that you don't mean to offend. Your career could be very stagnant. So I think whoever said
Right.
there's a
Good point,
homeboy
sis.
conversation, yeah, I think the person who said there's a homeboy
Yeah, that was
conversation
me.
and there's a public conversation, right? 96. That's the etiquette and the nuance, right? That's the part where a lot of these young people are going to miss because we had the internet and you could say whatever you want to say. A lot of people are going to be left behind because they don't know, they don't understand how you move with this. And then there's an articulation that comes with it. So you don't have to like Nas, right? No one's saying that because you're a rapper, you have to like Nas. He has to be your guy. But if you do speak on it, you should be speaking on it with some sense because at the end of the day, and this is the thing that I love about this generation, the discrediting of someone else but then wanting the credit themselves at some point. It's going, whatever you put out, you're going to get right back. But what would be the need for you to not understand that you don't have to like someone,
I love
but
that
they're great
statement.
at,
Say that one
but
more
they're great
time,
at what they
sis.
do, you
Say that
know?
one more time. The discrediting thing.
Oh yeah, you can't like you, the people speaking heavy want to be credited, right, by the people around them, but then they want to discredit, and you can't have it both ways. You can not like something, but you're going to be looking for someone's going to turn around and say that about him. It's just because what you put out is what you get back, and it's all unnecessary because it's okay for Bougie not to like avocados, but like Rashad said, she can't be disingenuous about the nutritional value.
I
At the
think
same time, too, I think people are too comfortable trying to tell everybody how they feel. Sometimes you can withhold your opinion if you're a mature person.
Yes,
You
very
don't
true.
need to tell everybody exactly how you feel
Yeah,
all the time.
that's
Well, with
true,
And
bro.
I
Nas
just
Good
X,
point.
I just think in that situation, talking about Nas, I'm gonna tell y'all a pattern I see with the young generation. I hate to say it like this, I see a lot of younger artists. They for some reason they not feeling Nas, and I don't respect that shit because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter really when you're a wise person. Your opinion on some
Reach y'all
shit
in that.
really isn't that important because what the impact that Nas has had on the culture speaks for itself. It doesn't really matter if you don't like Nas. He's already time tested. He's put out classic material, contributed and grown our culture. So when we really think of it like that in the grand scheme, just because you don't like something doesn't really matter. And back to the example with the avocado, right? I noticed that whenever I eat avocado, I have unlimited energy in the gym that day. But I understand how someone cannot like avocado, but I'm actually being disingenuous to go out and say avocado. If I were to go on a podcast and say, "Hey, avocado is trash," I don't like it. I would actually be a misleader to do that, knowing the nutritional value of avocado, the healthy fats, how it can lower cholesterol, how it can be used in a healthy person's diet, how it can benefit your life. The same way Nas's music has benefited our culture. I would be a misleader to say that openly. I would be wrong. I think it's the same thing when these people are overly opinionated when they don't have to be. You can just if you don't like something, you can simply say, "My bad, bro." You can simply acknowledge the contribution and leave it at that. Yeah, Nas has done a lot for hip hop, and I'll leave it at that.
but when it,
what
I don't gotta
happened with
Let me
say
Nas?
get it.
I don't
Hold
like
on. Let
Nas.
me get it.
hold on,
Let me get it.
What
hold
Jay
on,
Nell.
real
real
quick.
quick, because I'm about to bounce.
What? Jay Nunley was next. He was waiting. Actually, everybody been talking over him. So go ahead, Joe Nunley.
Let me go after Jay.
Uh,
Let me go after Jay.
so like I understand what y'all saying. Like certain people could hold their opinion this, that, and the third, but at the same time, hip hop seems like it's the only place where it's like that, and you should be able to tell your truth on how you feel. I don't care if it's a barbershop talk and you're an artist in the game or whatever. If you feel somebody's trash, whatever, like everybody might disagree with you. Like, don't get me wrong, I disagree with Simba from going off of what y'all said that he said. I ain't hear it yet. But if I go off of what y'all said, but I feel he's entitled to have that opinion and also entitled to address it to the world if he want to, because at the same time, hip hop to me, the way it looked like it was built on love, telling your art or telling your life. But we gotta be real, it was also built a little bit on hate, calling people whack or whatever this, that, and third. So to have your opinion on other people's art and stuff like that. So if that's how he felt, I could respect how he felt. I could disagree, but we can't say he should keep it to himself because nobody keep it to themselves for real.
But people do keep stuff to themselves. If you're wise
Hey,
enough, you do know when to speak and when not to speak on things because you understand. So here's the thing: it's cool as a fan to be like, he can say whatever he wants, right? But what we don't realize is that he doesn't know what type of relationships are out there and who does like Nas and who could. People literally will not give you an opportunity based on what you share outside. When you speak, see, no one can fault you for what you're thinking. It's only when you start speaking that people can start plotting and planning against you, right? Or for you. So that's the disingenuous of being an elder and not saying, I can't force you to have a certain etiquette about how you move. in this business because you're not just a regular person, right? Once you're selling records, you're doing these things. You're not you're not a civilian as you would think. So you should be a little guarded with some of the things that you're saying because this is a business, and you're in a business where you catch more, just like anything in life. You catch more bees with honey than you do vinegar. So unless the question is, um, or rather, you could say, wasn't really a huge fan of his, but the dude still does what he does, right? Because you're trying to be where he's already at. Like, what are we talking
So
about?
so check this
Hey,
out. Here's
I
I'm
think
about to go.
I
All right,
think
hold on,
Speed.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I want to play the clip. I want to play the clip real quick because people that didn't
Let me
hear it.
get in
Hold
there,
on.
Detroit.
Hey, when
Yeah,
you
hold
play a
on.
trap, I'm gonna say something, and I'm out though.
Word.
All right, here we
Speaking
go.
of honorable mentions,
Yeah,
on your list, and you and I are the only ones that had Nas on our list, right? Can we talk about Nasir Jones?
Yeah, Simba and asked the question earlier. We was like, who from New York besides Jay Z
Turn it up a little bit.
is higher than Jada? And I love Jada. Jada, you know you my guy. I still need that verse. There's no disrespect. But if I had to rank anybody above Jada and put on my list, it's absolutely Nas.
Nas, yes.
Nas is not seeing Jadakiss.
Woo! Why
I didn't
not,
know you put a
Tierra?
blindfold on him. You must have covered his eyes, and that's the only reason he's not seeing
I
Kiss.
love Nas.
Like we're talking about multiple classic. We talking about Illmatic classic.
I agree with
It was
Tierra. I
written
agree.
classic.
Thank you.
Stillmatic,
love Nas, he's
classic.
legend.
And then he just did 6 albums in 2 years with Hit Boys. He said, fuck the sales, fuck all this. I'ma do just my hip hop. We not doing it for the numbers. We not doing it. And still sold out the Garden for the first time with an album with Hit Boy.
Only you knew that. I didn't know
He
that.
sold out Madison Square Garden.
That's cool.
Nah,
That's
y'all,
great.
y'all
But he's
talking
not
about
saying
Nas like he's underground. Like this is If I Ruled the
Nas
World with
is
Lauryn Hill.
great, but
This
he's
is Hate Me Now with Diddy. Like this is You Owe Me with Genuine. Like he got his
stand with
records.
Tierra.
He did Ether. He did Hot Boys with Missy. Like the dude's catalog is undeniable.
Yeah.
No, Uchiwali was crazy though. I love that. I gotta
Uchiwali's
do that beat.
fire.
I'm a freestyle to that beat when I get a chance.
It's all
Uchiwali is
this
crazy.
disrespect. My man is a lyricist. He's a storyteller. And then he just challenges the way that you think, and he doesn't always follow the trends. He sets the trend, right? He don't follow the trend. Like Nas is not afraid to be himself.
You dress like Nas right now.
What was that?
I say you dress like Nas just like right now. You dress just like him.
It's the Timbs. It's the Timbs. Suede Timbs on your feet.
Hate me now, Tierra.
No, I respect that. I respect
now,
that.
Tierra.
But Nas is not in my top 10.
Wow. See, I got Nas over Jadakiss for the fact that I don't think Jadakiss has a unanimous classic album. The catalog, I don't think Jadakiss is nice.
I get what y'all doing, but if we put a beat on right now, Jadakiss is going to murder Nas.
But that's just one chamber.
That's one. I think so. Jada's trained to go. Nas is more of a thinker, laid back. He gonna go to the studio,
That's
smoke
too
something,
deep. Don't nobody got
and
time
come
for
out
that.
with something. Like my man did. My man did
Hey, yo, I
rewind
want
and
to go
told
to
a
Africa.
story.
We not on that right now. We trying to just rap.
Did a story in reverse.
Hey, look.
I can for the children. How many of y'all little cousins, little brothers,
you
little
saying he
sisters?
did?
think I can?
Hold on.
Yeah,
Next
grab
question,
it.
next question.
You saying he did rewind? Rap that verse.
Nah, I'm not. I couldn't
Listen
rap
to
that
the
verse
ear,
like
Mark,
Nas
get your
could rap
ear
that
done.
verse.
I
Pull up
stand
a
with
chair, put
Tierra.
it in your ear,
Come on.
son. Dog,
Yeah.
whatever they call you, God. Just listen. I said the story's back. It starts. All right, we gonna talk. We'll talk after this. But Tierra, it seems like you're ready to go. Let's go to.
I'll say this about Kiss though.
All right.
I've never heard a subpar Kiss verse. All of Kiss's verses,
Right.
top
Jadakiss.
tier verse.
Yeah,
like,
top tier.
Like Kiss is the
Absolutely.
one guy. Like I can't find a Jadakiss verse that I didn't like.
I'm trying to get
but
it,
when
y'all.
I add up everything, it's like, man, I can't front on Nas.
You can't front on. You can't front on Jadakiss.
At all.
Jadakiss holla at Rob. But Tierra, you look like you're ready to move on. Let's.
So look, when you hear that right there, when you hear that, it's like that's when older people be like, "Oh, that's disrespectful." That's where that comes at. Your opinion is your opinion, but the fact of the matter is, like when you wasn't really around at certain points of the dude's career, it didn't see the impact. The very thing Nas did, at the bare minimum, give him respect for creating a lane for you. You get me? Like
I want to say something real quick, Rashard, towards the statements a lot of y'all been saying as far as the impact that if you wasn't there to see the impact. So do y'all feel as if you can actually be there? Like, all right, so now right now we're here right now during the impact of certain artists though, but we're not in a generation that really witness and know what the impact is though. Know what I'm saying? Like that. Do you
But
understand what
by
I'm saying?
We
actually
A
can't.
trap.
witnessing,
We
but
can't.
yeah, you know,
Let me.
Bro,
Hold on. We
technically,
cannot.
you are witnessing the impact happening. You are not affected by the
A
impact.
part. All right, cool. Right,
Yeah.
Bullshit. All right, cool.
Right, because you
bro,
ain't.
I'm
Yeah,
not
you
gonna
can see
lie.
it.
We
Yeah,
don't
I
wanna
got.
we
Mhm.
don't wanna do
Yeah,
all that. We wanna rap is crazy, bro. I don't
yeah, that's
wanna do
crazy. That
all
was crazy.
that.
Yeah,
I
she was
wanna
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
rap.
bugging.
Rap.
about the Rashad
She was
trap.
bugging. She was
That's
bugging.
insane.
Go,
That's
go ahead,
insane. So I
Rashad.
ain't
Let
gonna lie,
Rashad,
bro.
Cass, let Rashad finish it off, then go to Nick, then
Yeah, because I'm a
whoever else.
dip.
Just get in there line. Go ahead,
Uh,
bro.
well, before I go, one love to all y'all. Hope y'all have a wonderful day. Thanks for allowing me to speak. I was just gonna say that's, and I was in the middle of saying it. That's when people feel like, damn, like I did this, and you're existing in a space that I carried over, so you can exist. That's almost like disrespecting your parents. Like, forget my dad, forget my mother. They ain't do shit. Like, the very fact that you actually have the ability to complain, they're the reason. Like, they're the reason you're breathing air. So I just think that's kind of disrespectful. Do you gotta like Nas? No. You know what I'm saying? But you could at least acknowledge, yeah, if it wasn't for him and a list of others, I would not even be able to do the thing that we all love. Peace, y'all. Y'all have a good day, man, for real.
So no, before everybody go,
All right,
nobody heard
cool.
her at the beginning of the damn thing give him the props and say that he's a legend and they love him. She just doesn't prefer to hear him. Nobody heard
No,
that.
no, we not.
I'm
No,
glad
no.
I
You
didn't. I'm
can't.
glad
You
I
can't.
didn't hear
Hold on a
that.
second. You can't
I'm glad I
say
didn't hear
start
that.
start off with that right there and then kick a nigga in the fucking back after that shit
She
though.
was just trolling.
Oh,
She was just
trap.
trolling, and they
Man,
Come
took
y'all
it
do
on,
over.
that,
go
They
ahead,
bro.
didn't
Nick.
take
Bro,
Go
it.
look,
ahead,
She
look,
was
Nick.
look,
just
Go ahead,
trap,
trolling.
Nick.
trap,
Hold on.
They
Let
took
Nick
it
go.
over.
Let
bro.
Nick go real quick.
No, look,
Nick.
I'm kind of with. I'm gonna signal on that. Like, again, she said this is her list. Now, do I think that yawning when she was yawning and said, "Oh, only you know," knew that he saw the Madison Square Garden?
Trolling.
Can that be considered disrespect? Yes, I get that, but I feel like again when she was saying Jadakiss would kill Nas, again she said this is her opinion on her list. So I feel like just because it's Nas that y'all kind of taking it the wrong way because like if she's saying this is her experience of her favorite rappers, how can y'all really get mad at that? And then the point I think Cass said earlier, like we only hear no
Nick, they wasn't
Nas is
talking about her favorite rapper. They were talking about
no, she said
overall
her
favorite
list. He
rappers.
said
No, no,
her
no, no. They
list.
was talking about when he said what B Dot said. Me and you are the only one that has Nas on their list right there. And I'm saying that he was explaining the reason of why he had Nas on the list, and she was giving pushback for every bit of
But
reason
she
that he
said
was
on
naming
my
right there
list
why he
though.
had Nas
I
on the
don't think
list.
y'all heard when she said on my list. But
No, he was
I
talking
think we
about
hold on real
somebody
quick.
else's list
Hold
though.
on, Trap. Hold on. But listen. We like you said, Caster earlier. We all know Nas's impact, right? So no matter if y'all saying these people is being disrespectful, at the end of the day, no matter if they saying what they saying, Nas' impact is still gonna be what it is. So I think sometimes y'all take in too much stake on someone's personal opinion. Again, this is just one or two people's views versus the world. So I just think sometimes y'all need to like instead of jumping to offense because y'all feel like she's disrespecting him, actually y'all need to just break down and listen to what she said. I don't think she was necessarily disrespectful. That's just her opinion. When we in here all the time, we giving our opinions on shit, right? So I just think just because it's Nas and y'all saying it's disrespectful, but I feel like if this was any other rapper, it wouldn't be that. It's because it's Nas. Nobody has to like Nas. Just like no one has to like Drake. No one has to like even like Tierra Whack. I think she trash, but that's just my opinion.
But
Somebody here might say she fire. It's just like
but
y'all gotta
bro,
stop killing people
Go
for
ahead,
their
Opinions
Cass.
I'm
change,
opinion.
Go
I'm
man.
ahead,
I'm gonna
Cass. Go
say
ahead,
this. I'm gonna
I
Cass.
say
blame
I'm
B
gonna
Dot.
I'm
I
gonna say
blame
this.
B Dot.
I'm gonna
That's
say
his
this though,
problem.
Go
His
ahead,
bro.
Cass.
fault.
Hold on, NBA. Go ahead,
I'm gonna
Cass.
say this, bro. The difference
Let me
in
jump
these
in
rooms,
there.
bro. This is like
Okay.
I'm talking to my family when I'm in these rooms, bro. It's in the family, nigga. No one's about to hear this shit like that, bro. I'm not on a public forum, bro. On the
Well,
news,
damn,
bro.
just
Hold,
downplay what the fuck
hold,
going on there.
hold on.
Shit.
Nah, bro. When I'm talking to y'all, that's the feeling I feel like. I'm talking to my family, bro. I'm gonna put it like this, bro. Simba, this shit, the whole shit made me upset, bro. Why the fuck would you say rewind? Okay, rap that. Nigga, rewind is a classic song. You rap Stairway to Heaven. You sing the lyrics to that Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin. Does that make it any less of a classic, nigga? You sing Hotel California word for word right now. If you can't do it, does it discredit the song? I get tired, bro. Now I gotta get on my old nigga shit, bro. I get tired of these young niggas doing that shit, bro. Go do that hypercritical shit with a nigga like Lil Yachty, who's in your
No, why?
class.
No. Why we gotta do
Hold
it to
on, hold
Yachty?
on,
Hold on. See, that's why I
hold
hate when
on.
y'all
No,
do
no,
that.
stop it,
Why do y'all have
stop
to
it,
jump to
stop it,
disrespecting Yachty?
stop
No,
it,
if he don't fuck
stop
with
it,
Nas, he don't have to
stop it,
respect that
stop it. Let
nigga.
me finish,
The
bro.
fuck
Let me
out of
finish.
here.
Let me finish. I let you finish, bro. We let you finish, bro. Anyway,
Go ahead, Cass.
do that to one of your contemporaries, bro. Do that to them. You don't gotta do that shit to Nas, bro. That nigga has put out mad classics, bro. And I'm gonna keep it real. I fuck with that nigga Symba, bro. I'm looking at that nigga different now, and I mean that, son.
So don't diss Nas, but diss Uzi. Like what the
It's
fuck?
B
That don't
Dot
even make
fault, man. I
sense.
blame this on
I
B
feel
Dot,
like
Man,
man.
I feel like yo, the shit that was coming across, the way Simple, the energy Simple was giving, I feel like Nas fucking declined on doing a feature with him or something, on some
Man,
shit, bro.
Simba
Man.
Caliber, that's the niggas he supposed to go at. The
That's a
Nas is and fucking Nick Grants
what
and
you mean
all them
go at? He
boys.
didn't go at him though. He was talking down on the nigga though, B.
Oh,
What
I
you
thought
mean
he was
go at?
rapping at him. My
But
bad.
Trap, the Trap,
Trap.
you see, that don't make sense. How can he talk down
What?
on Nas? How can he talk down
What
on
you mean?
Nas
How
Hey,
could,
what he
when
I don't
Nas
say?
is
know.
What he
You asked
Nas?
me
say?
how he did it then. You asked me
But
how you
Trap,
just heard it.
Nas is
He
Nas.
tried to
How
do
can he
it in a
talk
non.
down
He
on
tried to do
Can
it
Nas?
you
in a
play the clip,
nonchalant
man?
way.
Fill a nigga in.
I
What he
played it
say?
already. I played it already. I played it
What,
already. But I'm gonna tell
all
you
right, so
right
what
there.
did he say to the nigga? Like,
So he tried to play. He tried to like talk about Nas like in a nonchalant way without doing, without like attacking those situations. So within like I'm watching the clip again. I think I play it again right now because
wait,
you
wait,
played
he
it.
wasn't
I
kissing
put it
his
on and
ass.
on.
No,
No,
I
it wasn't
blame B
about
Yeah,
Dot.
that.
he
B
wasn't
Dot is a
kissing his
whole
ass,
It
stage,
LB.
wasn't
man.
That's what
about
it
that. It
is.
wasn't
Shit,
about
Nas
that.
ain't
No,
fucking
it
no
wasn't.
kiss.
Tell me
B
again.
Dot is a whole
Hold
stage.
on,
It,
hold
it
on,
ain't
hold
That
on,
about
nigga
it
hold
ain't
on.
about
stage.
You
it
want
ain't
to
Hold
about
cover his
kissing his ass.
ass.
Kissing his
on, hold on,
ass.
hold on. I gotta
Just
say
don't
this.
say
Just
nothing.
don't
Say
say
Here we
nothing.
go,
nothing.
here
That's
we go,
it.
here we go, here we go, here
You
we
So
ain't
go.
got something
Simba
good to
and
say, don't say
asked the
nothing,
question
nigga.
earlier. We was like, who from New York besides Jay Z is higher than Jada? And I love Jada. Jada, you know you my guy. I still need that verse. There's no disrespect. But if I had to rank anybody above Jada put on my list, it's absolutely Nas.
Nas, yes.
Nas is not seeing Jadakiss.
Woo!
Why
I didn't
not,
know you put a
Tierra?
blindfold on him. You must have covered his eyes,
Yeah,
and that's the
yeah,
only
that's
reason he's
stop,
not
stop.
seeing
I
No,
Jada.
love
Like,
Nas.
outrageous.
like we're
High
talking about
man.
Hold on,
multiple
hold
What is
classics.
he?
on.
That we talking about Illmatic classic.
I agree with
It was
Tierra. I
written
agree.
Thank you,
classic,
thank you.
still
We love
matic,
Nas. He's a
classic.
legend.
And then he just did 6 albums in 2 years with Hit Boys. He said, "Fuck the sales, fuck all this. I'ma do just my hip hop. We not doing it for the numbers. We not doing it." And still sold out the Garden for the
Yeah.
first time with an album with Hit Boy.
Only you knew that. I didn't know
Only
He
that.
you knew
sold
that.
out
There you
Madison
go.
Talk
Another
Square
about it.
something right
Garden.
there.
Talk
That's
Go
cool.
about
go
it.
That's
Y'all,
ahead,
great.
talk
y'all
But he's
about
talking
it.
not
about
saying
Nas like he's underground. Like this is If I Ruled the World
Nas
with
is
Lauryn Hill.
great, but
This
he's
is Hate Me Now with Diddy. Like this is You Owe Me with Genuine. Like he
I
got hit
stand with
records.
Tierra.
He did
There you
Ether.
go. The
He did Hot
nonchalant shit.
Boys
I
with
stand
Missy.
with
Like
Tierra.
the dude's catalog is undeniable.
Yeah.
no Uchi Wally was crazy though. I love
Uchi
that. I gotta
Wale's
do that beat.
fire.
I'm a freestyle
And
to that beat. I
Jada
gotta
Kiss
do that
can't
beat.
sell out no
Uchi
the
Wally was
No
garden.
crazy.
Hold
disrespect.
on.
My man is a lyricist. He's a storyteller. And then he just challenges the way that you think, and he doesn't always follow the trends. He sets the trend, right? He don't follow the trend. Like Nas is not afraid to be himself. He
You
never
dress like
try to be
Nas right
nobody else.
now.
There you go. Trying to be
What
funny.
was that?
I
There
say
you go
you
with
dress
trying to
like
be
Nas
funny.
like right now. You dress just like him.
Trolling.
It's the Tims. It's the Tims. Suede Tims on your
It's
feet.
to hate me now,
No, I
Tierra.
respect that. I
Hate me
respect
now,
that.
Tierra.
But Nas is not in my top 10.
Wow. See, I got Nas over Jadakiss for the fact that I don't think Jadakiss has a unanimous classic album. The catalog, I don't think Jadakiss is
I
nice.
get what y'all doing, but if we put a beat on right now, Jadakiss is going to murder Nas.
But that's just one chamber.
That's one. I think
Talk to
so.
him.
Jada's trained to go. Nas is more of a thinker, laid back. He gonna go to the studio,
That's
smoke
too
something,
deep. Don't nobody got
and
time
come
for
out
that.
with something.
That's
Like my
too
man
deep.
did.
Nobody
My man
got
did
time for
Y'all know I
that.
rewind
want to go to
and the
Africa.
story.
We're not on that right now. We're trying to just rap.
Did the story in reverse.
Hey,
I can for the children. How many of y'all little cousins, little
You
brothers, little
saying he
sisters
did
say I
hold on,
can?
hold on.
Y'all
Next
ain't
You
question. Next
yawning.
saying
question.
you saying he did rewind. Rap that verse.
There you go. He trying to
Y'all
be something
think
out of
listen,
something.
rap that
Yeah,
verse right
you
now.
know,
Rap
yeah,
that
That's the
verse.
dumbest
I
shit
stand with
Put it
Tierra.
in your
That's the
ear,
dumbest
son.
shit I could ever
Talk
hear.
whatever they
Nigga say
call you,
about
God.
talking
Just
about rap.
listen. I said, Sporty's back. It starts. I said, all right, we gonna talk.
Cause you
We gonna
can't
talk
rap a
after
verse.
this. But
That
Tierra, it
puts
seems like
some
you ready to
some
go.
I'll
Let's go
say
ownership
to.
on the
I'll
shit.
say this about Kiss though.
All right.
That shit is crazy. Now y'all gonna sit right here
All
and
right,
tell me they wasn't
so
trying to play
trap.
Hey,
Let me
Nas?
so
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 But
Yeah,
Trap,
they was just yeah,
who
so
who
there was some
who
young
in here could
trolling
rap
like
a
the
Simba
downfall.
verse?
now trap. Wait,
trap.
hold on, trap.
But what's the
Because
hold up. Cause I can hear this
Nobody.
shit. They was really They was really on some like they was on some like you know what I'm saying, they were being like naive, fucking like shit on Nas, like young trolling shit, like yo, who listen to you dress like Nas, rap, you don't know this
Exactly.
verse, you ain't like trying to discredit him by any means
Exactly.
type shit. I get it. That was some lame shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for their
Man,
bad.
that shit was
I
corny.
blame B Dot, man. It's B Dot fault.
I heard you say
How?
this shit 5 times, NBA. I
Yeah,
heard you say
how,
that
yo,
dumb shit
how?
5 times. Bro,
How?
come on,
That
bro.
nigga's a
But he's
clown.
Why
He's
he
a
keep
hold
saying
stand.
that?
platform.
He's a
I
hold
so
Because
stand.
his
check.
That's why.
platform.
We know he's a
Nah, it
hold
ain't that.
stand.
Nah, he was sticking up for Nas. What you talking about, bro? What are
So
you saying?
so
That's my man. He fuck with Nas.
so wait, hold on. So chat first, I want to say y'all kind of overhyped the interview. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So and then on top of that, y'all tried to make it an old versus new thing. He compared somebody in his fucking era, bro. Like y'all
Yo,
try to make
bro,
it
we
like he was
not
talking.
don't talk about that, bro.
It don't,
We saying the
no,
reference
I
to this
seen
right
what
here,
y'all going
bro.
off. I'm just going off of
The
everything
niggas
I
came from a
heard.
place of spite, just on some trying to be funny
Exactly,
shit.
bro.
Shit,
How y'all
bro.
niggas
And
can't
you
see
said
that, bro?
who
That shit
did
is
he
crazy.
compare in his era? Jadakiss ain't in his
No,
era.
no, I mean, he's probably he's not too far from his era.
Are
Like
you
Yes, he
serious?
is.
Jada
Hey yo,
not too far.
he's
Oh,
extremely far
y'all
from
know
Kiss
his
Even
this.
if
been
it
era.
is,
Oh,
even if
Kiss
it
been out
is,
since
Extremely far from his
'97.
the
era.
point
No,
is the
he's
niggas
not
being
listen,
because
pushback.
check
Yo,
this.
close
But
the
Trap,
door,
Nas,
close the door,
if
close
y'all
the
send
door,
wait,
close the door, close the
wait,
door,
wait.
bro. Close
Hello.
the door, bro. We need one at a
Hey,
time,
can I ask a
please.
question? The
Go
thing
ahead,
is
bro.
this: I don't say
I hit the button, Bougie.
Nas and Kiss are in the same era. And the reason why I say that is just like Nas was an established artist by the time they was even starting to be talked about. Okay, let's be actual factual and remember shit
thanks, boo.
like the way it happened and not like how we want to happen because that's not it.
They just called two old niggas names, bro. That's what
Okay,
two
but
young
they
niggas
didn't
did. They said, "Oh,
like.
another
Wait,
Then
old
wait,
nigga."
hold
That's
on.
it.
This is what
then
I'm saying.
then
Y'all
I
would
think
have
that
more of a
really
point
first of all,
if
Jay,
Hold on, Bougie
Close the
talking.
door, close the
Fuck.
door, close the
Go ahead,
door.
Bougie.
thank you. After that, I think the conversation, the heat should not just be on Symba, but on Tierra Whack, really and truly, since she was like flaming out and really doing that shit. He's just supporting her. I mean, listen, but this is just my take on it. But it did not sound like this was a sincere conversation between two people, by a group of people who were trying to have a conversation. It's like I got my opinion challenged, and because for whatever reason I'm not able to like refute it, now I'm gonna start being a dickhead and just say what the fuck, because now I'm just windmilling for my life,
Yeah,
right? it,
exactly. Like
it
they was on
was
some straight
it
spiteful shit. Like
wasn't. And even that, like at some point somebody, and I still think, yeah, if I agree, Nas don't gotta be on her list. You don't have to. I don't. It's not my place to present that to convince her otherwise. It really isn't my job. There is the ability for multiple opinions to exist at the same time. You just have to be respectful and reasonable enough to be like, yeah, all right, well, we disagree, and pivot and move the conversation along. Now, when we keep on doubling down on this shit and you want to go and flame the fuck out, you even still have a right to your opinion. It's just your behavior is not helping your argument. That's just
she
my
even
take.
Bougie,
tried to
Bougie,
move the
can I
And
ask you
I'm
You
something
dress,
though,
tried to
you
move
Bougie?
the
dress like you
conversation.
dress like Nas right now.
All right,
That's
hold
not
on.
Boo-
One mic. The winner's been waiting patiently to get in
My
the
bad, you got it,
conversation.
bro.
The winners, if you want to speak at this moment.
Yeah, I could keep going. I forgot that bitch. I'm gonna
All
keep
right, I
going.
just was trying to make sure you got
Hey,
in, bro.
hey,
Hey, can I
I,
ask Bougie
I
something,
was gonna
please?
say real quick. Hold on, I'll just say this real quick. I feel like if y'all sitting there saying like who is Nas and who is TL Wack, like they ain't really did shit, then why are y'all taking their opinion so seriously?
hey, yo, can I say this real
It's not
quick? I
really
don't.
that, bro.
because they're some of the most talented people of this generation right
Bullets,
now.
you got next.
Yeah, I just want to say this
Yes.
about the conversation, right? I heard the whole piece. You know, it was Tierra Whack that basically was shitting on Nas. But here's the thing, right? Everybody shit on Nas, which I don't understand why. Jada's a dope rapper, dope lyricist. Love Jada. He in my top 10. One of my favorite rappers. But let's just keep it real, right? Before verses, nobody was talking about Jada in their top 5, top 10. They was trying to shit on Jada, saying he wasn't a top 10, top 5 rapper. Jada Kiss would never say that he's better than Nas as a lyricist, as a rapper, because he has a lot of respect for Nas as a lyricist and a rapper. Like I said before, Nas was 17, 16 years old when he did his first demo tape and did Illmatic, right? The lyrics that this man has is so ahead of time. And this is a guy that was a seventh grade, eighth grade dropout, right? That made the most impactful album in hip hop history. His second album, he did a song that he talks about being a gun. I ain't heard no rapper yet talk about being a motherfucking gun in hip hop. Never.
Two.
Okay, I've never heard a rapper where you listen to a song like Poison, he's basically rapping about drugs. You know, you got Rewind where he's basically reversing the story backwards, and basically you listen to him telling the whole story but in reverse. There's no other rapper that has done that in hip hop history. The man gets constantly shitted on, maybe because of his what he raps about, his context in his music, and basically his complex lyrics is so advanced and it be over people's heads sometimes that they just want to get straight to the point and they can't listen. It takes a really a deep listener to listen to Nas music. You're not a deep listener, you can't understand. Of course, he's gonna be boring to people that just want to hear the message straight through. They don't want to hear no deep shit. I get that. But who is a Tierra Whack? Who is a Symba? Like, who is these people? Like, you gotta look at the people that's talking. These are artists that are not on a level of a Nas. You got a dude that says he's better than Eminem. He has not sold the records that Eminem has sold. Eminem may not be your favorite rapper, but he's not even on Eminem's level when it comes to selling records and doing what he did, legendary, and being a lyricist. I'm sorry. This is a dude that was a battle rapper that became the biggest artist in America, international too. So I love Jada Kiss. Jada Kiss is one of my, like I said, top 10 favorite rapper. I've been a Jada fan since the Clue tapes. One of the illest lyricists ever. Don't get it twisted. But before Versus, nobody was saying Jada was on their list. I've never heard people say it the way they say Jada Kiss now was saying Jada Kiss back when Jada was calling himself top 5 dead or alive. Nobody was calling him top
But
5
at the
dead or alive.
same time, bullets.
What?
Like Jay Z, I say this all the and don't say what to me like that, nigga. Like at the same time, Jay Z made it cool for people to shit on us.
I mean, yeah,
Like
I agree.
ain't
No, I
nobody
agree.
ain't nobody shit on Nas until after that whole
No,
beef.
I
Now
mean they
now
want a
they
Jay-Z. Listen,
people might
they
not have
want
even put hold on real quick. People might not have even put him on their top five or they might, but they want to shit on him until Jay Z. They probably just want to say his name out like that. They treat him like a non and some might say mention
no
his name.
Jay,
But
you
Jay
right.
Z made it cool for people to shit on
Jay,
him.
you right. You right. I
All right, after
believe
you
That's
reply,
not
let
true.
Yo,
Sane get in there and then let
yo.
Kassan. Thank you.
I
Go
believe
ahead.
Jay is right though. Jay is absolutely right. They wanna Jay-Z co-sign. They want to get signed to Rock Nation. They want to put Jay in it. Like a lot of these dudes, I be hearing them when they first get in the game, they never had Jay in their list. And the next thing you know, when they get in the game, oh, Jay-Z, my top 5 favorite rapper, but can't quote you a Jay-Z verse, can't even quote you a favorite Jay-Z album. They'll just say the blueprint, the basically the albums that everybody goes with. So a lot of these dudes is doing it to seek approval to get a Jay-Z ghost sign. I get it.
I feel like Nas always had his flowers, you know what I'm saying? Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, Pac was like always the politically correct artist. Like you gotta put them in your top five. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he always had his flowers. I just feel like this other generation, the new generation is just like, yo, I'm not feeling it, which is okay, you know what I'm saying? Like he's like Bullet said, everybody don't want to sit there and think, you know what I mean? And sit there and, everybody want to be entertained. Everybody want to sit there and have a deep thought when they listen to music.
All
I'm
right,
gonna say this,
Sane.
bro.
Hold on
All
real
right, my
quick.
bad.
Sane and then Kassan, then Keelan. Sane, you there?
Yeah. I'm kind of agreeing with the brother that was just talking. I want because when Jay was saying it happened with Jay Z, that's not true. It happened when the kind of disrespect towards Nas happened when the newer generation came in. The sound kind of shifted to more of a trap sound, and anything that sounded remotely what you want to call boom bapish or whatever, people started to try to shit on. Right? It wasn't just Nas, and also people tend to get this weird kind of idea is that when they got off the porch, that's when the world began, right? People think like before they get off the porch, There was no world. Then they get off the porch, and then the world began. Because not only Nas gets a lot of disrespect, but KRS-One also gets a lot of disrespect. And for a newer generation that didn't see his impact, they just look back like, oh man, don't know. We had this conversation in the room the other day. And I'm saying, yo, do you understand? And then sometimes you got to put it in the context of people. So I forgot who I was talking to. I said, do you understand that when KRS-One was at his peak, right? Mid to late 80s to probably like the early 90s or whatever, right? His impact was just as big as like somebody like a Future or something today. So I was able to bring when I brought it up to today and got him to understand. He kind of, I think it was Connect. I'm not for sure. I can't remember, but he was able to understand a little bit better. But I think that's the problem. We tend to think that when we get off the porch, that's when life began. That's when popular culture started. And then on the flip side, niggas think when they get back on the porch, popular culture ends. Nah, that's not the way the world works.
Kasan, then Keelan.
I'm gonna say this, bro. I'm all for everybody having their opinion on what's in their top five, who's in their top five, bro. But I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I'm starting to get tired of this progressive shit where we just gotta take whatever niggas is talking about, bro. You gotta have a bit more wisdom when you say shit, bro. Like I have a personal top five, and I have a top five artist who I really believe you can't argue that they're top five, bro. Like you're a fool to leave out Biggie Smalls in a debate of top five, bro. Whether you like him or not, bro. So I just feel like with the whole discussion of Nas, bro, it's a new generation thing, and niggas be hating on Nas because he is one of the greatest representations of golden era hip hop, bro. He's for scholars. Nas makes scholarly rap music, bro, and niggas hate on him, bro. This new generation, they do not fuck with Nas, bro, and I've seen it in real time. And I always challenge that shit in person when I hear niggas playing with his name, bro. I understand hip hop is growing and sounds are changing, bro. But we not about to do that, bro. We not gonna diss niggas that take more literacy to understand, bro. Just because you want to hear 50 ad libs in every lyric, bro. We not doing that, bro. And the thing is, with Nas, there's a reason why they do it with him, bro. He is an elite MC, bro. He is keeping hip hop alive. Niggas don't want to see real hip hop. Nas is real hip hop. With a nigga like that at the top five, you gotta know how to rap. These niggas are ignorant and they do not understand. They disrespecting their own culture, bro. That's really what it is. I'm sorry, bro. Nick, you can feel how you want, bro. But I'm not letting another young nigga shit on Nas and then saying it's okay because it's his top five. That shit is insane, bro. It's a point where a nigga is so reputable, you look stupid for trying to downplay that artist, bro. Nas is literally a genius, bro. Literally has the classic, the track record, everything. Any nigga trying to debate that is a fool, bro. And I'm not arguing with that.
All right. Any fool want to speak up?
Yeah, my dumb ass want to
All right,
speak
go
up.
ahead, Danger. Dummy number
I
one
think I just
calling in.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely a
Ready to
dummy.
die
I'm
for
definitely a
mine.
dummy. I don't really feel that everybody should have to have all these niggas in a top five. I'm not judging somebody if you don't have Biggie in your top five or Nas any of that. I'm judging you if you about to fake the funk and say you got these niggas in your five, knowing when you leave you not even listening to these niggas or having them really in your five. Niggas will sit there, not saying none of y'all, but niggas will sit there and just be a dick rider and put somebody in a top five, top 10 just to seem like, yo, that nigga know hip hop. He really know what he talking about. Nigga don't even know what the fuck he talking about. I'd rather somebody keep it 100. Like, yeah, Nas, he a legend. Like, he's not in my five. I don't think it's disrespectful to not put niggas in your five. You don't have to do that. That's all I wanted to say.
Tootie, you want
Your
to say
five
something?
and the top five is different though. Your five is a
Yeah,
personal
I
Do we
list.
got a
I
D
talk
top
about the
Oh,
five
my
scholar
though?
bad, my
name.
bad. Keelan was next. My bad. Keelan did Tootie.
Nah,
My bad. Go
I'm
ahead,
just
gang.
I just think it's kind of weird when other rappers, diss somebody like of Nas's caliber because like he literally paved the way, especially a nigga like Symba, Tierra Whack, like he literally paved the way for y'all to be able to do y'all shit. So it's like it's just weird. It's just like if an NBA player is dissing somebody like Michael or Charles Barkley. It's like do you not have respect for your craft at the end of the day? I'm not too mad with like fans, um, hip hop fans, casual fans, whatever. If they don't put Nas in a top five, then that's cool because music is about preference at the end of the day. everybody's preference is different. But if you in the craft and you don't respect who came before you, I think that's a problem.
Can I say something too? Like, Simba's a dope rapper, right? But we really can't compare him to Nas because Nas got damn near almost 3 decades of music, of hip hop, a whole legacy. You know what I'm saying? Not to take nothing away from Simba. Simba got that potential to be great too. You know what I mean? So, like, you really can't compare them, man. Like, Nas got too much work, man. You know what I mean? And Jada Kiss is a dope rapper. I preferably like Jada Kiss before Nas, me. But we can't take away from what Nas' ability to do to sell out the Garden. You know what I'm saying? That's legendary. Jada Kiss can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Now, hold on. Let me say something real quick.
Okay.
Though. Hold on, real quick. So I'm gonna say this right there, right? So I think for the fact of I think just the way Simba was coming across and being the rapper that he is, though, you know what I'm saying? But then standing by the bars and shit like that, the shit he was saying was just corny, though, big. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like telling it, you can't recite that with rhyme verse. This. I stand with
Now
T. I
Nick can
don't.
agree with that for sure. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I want to just say something real quick. So I feel
Be right back
like
in a second.
I'm gonna
I
disagree on with y'all on a couple of things. I feel like as a rapper, you don't have to put certain people in your top five because you're a rapper. You can respect them and know that they're a legend, but just because I'm a rapper, I don't have to put Nas in my top five. I just don't have to. Like, I think these people can be considered top five of all time, but when you get to talking about people list rapper or not, they don't have to be in their top five. They can acknowledge them and respect them, but they don't have to be. And then going back to the part about you have to be a scholar to listen to Nas, I don't get that part either. You don't have to be a scholar to listen to nothing. Like, y'all be making it seem like people gotta have master's degrees or something because these niggas are so intellectual that if you don't, you won't understand what they saying. I listen to NBA YoungBoy all day, and I have a master's degree. That has
tell him
nothing to
about it.
do with
Hello.
that has nothing to do with intaking music. You don't
You
like
better
Nas is
flex that
not
degree, girl.
Nas
Flex
is
that
not.
gay.
Yeah, I'm going to because I hate when y'all be saying like, "Oh, you got to be this type of person to listen to this type of music to understand it." That's absolutely 100% not true. So y'all gotta stop doing that.
I mean,
Yeah,
Nas is
she's
well
correct.
respected.
She's 100% correct. What she just said was very accurate.
And can I just say, she better shout outs to flexing your master's
You hear
degree and
me?
your debt, because I know that bitch was not fucking cheap to get, girl. Go do that
I
Thank
shit.
you,
mean,
Bougie.
what Nas be talking about, a lot of people ain't up on it. I mean, he talks about black consciousness, and the dude is a walking dictionary. So you listening to a dude that he said in his own documentary, man, all he did was read the dictionary all day to advance his vocabulary. So it's a dude that's about advancing his
He's not the only
vocabulary.
one, boys.
Now, I'm not saying he ain't, but what I'm saying is the dude has always dropped lessons in his music. The dude has always been advanced with his verbiage.
So are
He's
you agreeing or disagreeing that you need to be a scholar to
Yeah,
listen
you
to
you
Nas?
just I don't think a scholar, but what I'm
It's not
what I'm
being a
saying, you
scholar.
gotta
You
be
have to be
no, I
cultivated.
no, you don't have to be a scholar. You just gotta be a deep thinker. You just have to have your third eye open to listen to Nas. Nas is
You don't gotta be a deep thinker to listen to Jay-Z and other rappers, bro.
I mean Jay Z, like Jay Z said out his mouth. He want to make music with common sense.
Yo.
It don't make common sense.
Hold on, I want to say something real quick before I
LB crazy.
say this real quick because I understood what you're saying right there. And like when I was like back in the days, especially like when Nas started getting into like that Nostradamus bag and all that shit, I wasn't ready to hear that message coming from Nas at that time. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until I got older where I found appreciation to what he was saying in his music like that, though. You know what I'm
I
saying?
respect
All
that, but
right.
did you go obtain a degree to have to
No, you
understand
didn't
it in
need
your
to
later
obtain a
years,
degree,
Trap?
sequel.
Right.
No, what he was
Okay,
talking
thank
about,
you.
Right.
it was
CPR,
Nas don't
CPR,
even have a degree, do he?
Hey,
I'm
no.
like season one,
Hey,
right?
Trap.
I'm not here, but I'm gonna mention. Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna go for. I'll make it run real quick. So I never forget when I was in the room with CPR one time, and CPR said, "Joe, nah, I'm not a Nas fan." I said, "What makes you not be a Nas fan?" He said, "Man, I don't like to think I listen to my music." You know what I'm saying like that,
Come
but
on, you can't use that man as an
no, no,
example.
no,
Come
no, no.
on,
When he
man.
first said it, I didn't understand what he meant, but but as I looked at it, I understood what he was saying. Though, some people don't want to have to like, you know what I'm saying, have to. You know what I'm saying put together what a person's saying or the shit
They
going over
might
their
just
head and
want
shit.
to
They like to have
enjoy
it.
music. Just the simple shit.
But no, trap. No, you don't gotta be that smart to listen to no fucking
It
Nas,
just
man. Y'all
makes it better
crazy,
if you
man.
No,
are. That's all. It just
That's what
makes
Y'all
it
I'm
better if you
saying.
crazy,
are.
man.
You don't have
That's
to
what
be
I'm
smart.
I
saying. And then
guess you need a
Kasana's in the
dictionary and a
yeah,
thesaurus to goddamn
and then
dissect
it's like
Nas.
Hassan is in the chat trying to be funny, saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
you obtained a master's degree to listen to YB." Now, what I'm telling y'all is that you don't
No, no,
gotta
no.
be.
Kashawn didn't
No,
say
you
that.
don't. Oh, yes,
No,
you
I
did.
didn't say
You
that.
don't have to be. Hold on. Let me just read the chat. Let me go back and say
Y'all
this.
y'all
Hold
be
on.
out of
Cause I
control,
just want
man.
to make sure that I read this right. Hold
Yeah,
on.
wait to say
Cause
that.
you
And
definitely
research
did say
skills, be
I
this.
didn't
research
say that
You
at
skilling
all.
definitely,
when you
yeah.
have to be.
You definitely did say
I
this,
Okay.
and
didn't
you
say
just
that.
deleted your comment. So you said I attained a master's degree to listen to somebody in the seventh grade. You just said that in the chat.
No, I said needing a master's degree to listen
Uh-huh.
to a nigga that dropped out in seventh grade is crazy. That comment's still there.
Okay, so what do you need a master's degree for that for then? So what are you trying to
That's why
imply?
that was the point. You don't need one.
No,
That
exactly.
was the
So why
point.
are you telling niggas that they need to be a scholar to listen to
Bullet said
Nas?
that.
Yeah,
Bullet
you
said
don't
that, bro. You got the
Like
No,
right
no,
you
I
person.
said
didn't say
scholar.
you
that.
said
Hold
You
on,
you
hold on,
said
hold
said
on, hold
scholar.
on,
No,
scholar.
bro.
hold on,
Huh?
hold on,
Listen,
Yes,
hold
you
on,
You
listen,
hold
said
on.
if
did.
Can I?
niggas don't listen to
listen,
Yes, you
Nas, they
did.
bro,
dummies and all kind of
bro.
other shit.
No, no, I never
No,
said
Yeah,
that.
no,
Hold
Not
that's
you,
on, hold on.
bullets.
Can
exactly.
I?
Not you,
No,
bullets.
no,
not
no.
you,
Not you,
Bullets.
bullets.
Listen,
Hassan
Kassan
listen.
said
said
that
that,
shit.
Nah,
and
you
that's why
heard it with
Danger
your you
came up
heard
and
it with
said
your
what he
emotions, bro.
said. You
Yeah,
said
Heard
that
it
that's
you
with
why
your
have to be a
that
emotions,
is
bro.
why
scholar.
Hey,
danger. It's
No,
in
no,
the
no, no, no,
chat,
hey,
no.
bro. It's in the
I
chat,
said
bro.
if
Y'all
you
niggas
don't
be
have Nas
backpedaling,
in the
bro.
top five most impactful rappers with a
You ain't
catalog,
said all of
that's what
no
I
no
said.
no
hey,
you
hey,
did
No,
That's what
not.
stop,
you
No you
stop,
did
said.
not.
stop,
You said
stop,
niggas
stop,
need to be a
stop, stop,
scholar and niggas
stop,
are
stop.
dummies if they
No,
can't
no, no,
dissect
stop.
fucking
And
Nas,
that's
No,
why
bro.
that's
I
not what I
said what
said.
I
That's not what I
said. I
said.
didn't I didn't say what I
I
said just
said
to say what
this.
I
Your
said. It was a
own
response to
personal
you.
top five is your choice.
Don't worry
That was
about it.
the
We'll play
first
the
thing I
replays
said.
when this room
What?
over.
Yeah, play the replay.
Definitely
My
will.
personal top five is not the same as my
hey,
top five who've accomplished the most in hip
Hey,
hop.
Tootie and
It's two
Sequel.
different
You
lists for
said
me.
you got to go to Yale to listen to Nas.
No,
So
nigga, I
that's
didn't say
No,
that.
you
Stop
don't
trolling
gotta
hip
go to
hop,
Yale to
nigga.
listen to
Stop doing that,
Nas.
bro. Don't do
No,
that.
no,
But
Stop.
no, no, no.
Can
Can
I
I
let me
say this?
let me say something right quick. Tootie or Sequel. How versed are y'all in 5% lessons or
I'm not.
you not?
See, and I knew
It
that
just
was
makes it
coming.
better if you
No,
know the
no, hold on,
stuff.
hold
You
on. Let
don't
me
have
let me
to
let
That's
me
know
what
it.
let me
It
I
just
was
let me
makes
gonna
it
land,
ask
bro.
better
Trap.
if you know it.
Trap, do
Yeah,
you
I ain't
not
that versed
study
in
in
that
your
shit neither.
lessons?
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me land.
All
Let me
right,
land.
so can we let the man land? Thank you.
So what I'm saying is, no, you don't have to be a quote unquote educated scholar, but you do have to be cultivated in some of the pillars in uh abstract things that help create the culture. You do need to be versed on that in order to listen to Nas.
I disagree with
In
that
order to
too.
understand
In
Nas,
order
then
to
you
I
understand,
got to know
like
it.
disagree
in
with
order to
that
understand,
Like
in
that.
order
all
to
right.
understand.
So explain this.
Thank
How
you.
in
I'm just
Colombia,
saying
where
that what
nobody
y'all
speaks
saying is
English,
wrong.
if you don't know Nas or don't respect Nas, you can't be a rapper. Period. You can't. We gonna strip you off your clothes, and you don't even speak it. So what are you talking about?
Let me get in
Yeah,
after.
nah.
No,
What they all
I think
saying
Man,
what
is,
man, that shit is
listen,
not that
if
deep,
it,
man.
no, his
listen,
It
shit
Nas
is
is
is.
deep
not
though.
You
good
just
enough.
forgot about
It's
it. You
not
just
that deep.
forgot.
Y'all
You
tweaking with
forgot.
this
That's
shit,
all.
man.
Listen,
No,
Nas ain't deep
hold
Yeah,
on,
I think
hold on.
y'all
self-explanatory,
taking what he's
and it makes
What
it
saying
Trap
better
and
just
if
kind
you
said.
of
know.
twisting
If
it,
you're a
bro.
scholar, it makes it better if you know what he's talking about. If you're more cultivated, but you don't have to be or
Actually, you
whatever.
don't,
You know what I
because
mean?
there's no academics in his lyrics at all.
No,
It's
no,
just
but what he
Yeah,
was
like
introspective
yeah,
no,
and
no,
things
like
like
no,
and
that.
but
when he
what
Trolling
and when he
don't be
Okay,
says
wait a
trolling.
scholar,
Speak
second.
your
like it
First of all,
doesn't
most.
mean you
first of
have
all,
to have a
hello,
degree.
hello. Wait. First of all, we got a one mic policy in the ADHD, so I don't know why
hello.
everybody is acting wild, crazy. Second of all, we were having a very nice and very polite conversation. So if you could turn the energy down, just we had like a 12. If we could bring it to a 9.5, I would truly be appreciative.
Hey, can I say this bougie? I
Like
just want to say say this.
respectfully.
I want
Like,
to say
like,
this
so wait,
real
wait,
quick.
wait, wait, wait. Chill out for a second. I didn't even land. Now, the conversation where we're at now, and let me figure this out. The implication is that if you do not have if you don't have any kind of experience, either through formal education or out firsthand experience, you are unable to appreciate something. Just that something being Nas. Point blank. That is that where we're at? Yes or no?
Yes, but can I
Okay,
say
stop,
this?
stop, stop. That's a yes or no question. I think that we are talking about two different perspectives that are absolutely valid simultaneously, and we need to leave room for that to happen instead of it being an either or conversation. This is how we do not get productivity. This is how we end up having bullshit instead of allowing for the space to for both to coexist simultaneously. We're trying to like destroy one another, and that's not
Hey, can
productive.
I say this? Nas,
Facts. Thank you,
hey,
Bougie.
hey,
But how
Go
we
see,
gotta
ahead.
be as
Oh.
Yeah, can I
Yes.
say this real quick? And I'm gonna yield my mic. I just want to say this, right? This is why I say Nas is one of the deepest rappers in hip hop, right? Before the Iraq War, right? If you listen to Nostradamus, he predicted that, right? The gigabytes in the computers and all that, he predicted that in '99, right? A lot of his music, he predicts the future. That's why he called his album Nostradamus, because the man predicted the future in a lot of his verses. A lot of the shit he be saying in there, it be deep, and you just gotta sit there and listen. It's not about having a degree. It's just if you a deep thinker and you want to listen to deep type of music, Nas is the one for you. I sit back and I listen to dudes like Nas and Pac and all them because I like to hear deep thinking rappers. I like Jada the same way I like Jada. When Jada said what he said on Why, it's deep thinking, you know. So with Nas, it's the same thing. It's not about having a scholarship. It's not about being a master's or a BA, whatever degree. No, it's just about being a deep thinker, having your eyes open on what's going on around you and understanding what the man is saying. Okay, with J Music, he's a braggadocious. He's about being a hustler. That's what he speaks about. He said it. It doesn't make he want to rap like common sense, but it don't make common sense. So
All
you
right,
gotta
thank
understand.
you.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
I mean, I just find it, and this not just Nas, just any rapper. Well, specifically Nas. Like to say that somebody has to be a scholar to listen to Nas is kind of funny because he didn't even go to high school. So it's like, do you? Nah, he didn't though, bro.
I
So it's
know.
like,
I'm saying it's funny.
why?
That's why.
Yeah, but why was, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, um, some people just like knowledge. Some people do like to think when they listen to music. Some people like to learn new ways or just learn about history when they listen to music. And ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a part of hip hop.
I agree with you, Keelan, but the scholar word I think is what triggered me because y'all be acting like people need like some like even this 5% stuff. I don't even think you need to know all of that to know what
I
this
think
nigga
one.
talking
I
about,
think.
bro. You just like y'all gotta stop doing that.
I
Like,
think one thing
But
Nas
you
do
do have.
more
Hold up.
more
Hold
than
up. Hold up. Hold up.
everybody.
We not
I
about to
think.
do
I
that.
think one thing
We
Nas
not
do
about to
more than
do that.
anybody is really
I don't
use.
gotta know no 5% stuff to understand what he
Oh
talking
shit.
about. I don't care what y'all saying. Y'all niggas be acting like y'all above the law because y'all know certain stuff
It's
or
an
like
approach.
y'all are so intellectual. Like no, cause
I
y'all
don't. Can I
not.
say
And he did
something?
it
I
well. He
don't
You
did
think
it
you
the
do
do.
though.
best.
Nas
You
He's
do
so
do
though.
though.
good.
You
He's
don't.
worldwide.
No, you
Yeah,
do
I
though.
don't
You
think I
do. You
don't think
do need to know that
you
Yeah,
stuff
have to
though.
you
have.
just because you don't know it,
You do.
that
You
don't mean
actually
you
do.
disrespect it, and that's
You.
what
I'm
I think
not.
that's what
I'm not
Julius was saying.
disrespect. I'm
You
not
actually
You are.
do.
disrespecting
That's very
anything.
You
I'm
disrespectful.
not.
That's what
I'm
I'm
actually
not
do
saying.
need to
disrespecting
know that stuff.
anything. But if I'm listening to Nas and you're asking me, do I know stuff about 5%? Does that take away from me understanding what he's saying?
It
It
will help
does to
you.
some
It will
extent
help
though.
No,
you
Yeah,
it
understand
doesn't.
better.
Hey,
No,
Tootie,
it
Tootie,
doesn't.
Tootie. Let me use
Y'all
one
gotta
I mean, it's
example.
Well,
stop.
more
give us
Hold
a
on.
enlightened.
song. Give
Let me
us a
use one. Hold
song
on. Hold on.
where he's using a lot of
Let me
5% and
use
Well, I
one
stuff.
mean, it's a
example.
lot of
At the
records.
end.
I
Hold on. Hold
mean,
on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me
No,
use one
I said
all
example.
one.
right,
If it's a lot of
no
records, then
idea.
it should
Exactly.
be
No,
Let me
easy
no,
to
use.
hold
Let
on,
name
me
hold on,
use
hold
one.
one
on, Cash.
example.
Hold on. No
Go
idea.
ahead. Go ahead.
No ideas original. Oh, what's the other one? He got mad records.
Okay,
It's mad
elaborate
records I
on
can
that
name,
one
but
right
no.
there. What are you talking about?
When he was basically talk about pork and jello, which he was basically talking about the lessons in the guards building, and he said the guards told him about pork and jello, which he was baking down with, which is gelatin is pork. So a lot of times, if you listen to Nas, it's not only about 5%. He tells
Yeah, because
about
you don't have to be a 5%er to know
Yo,
that.
no, you don't
Right,
That's
have to
what
be a
I'm
hold on,
five.
hold
Hold
on,
on,
exactly,
hold
saying.
on, hold on, hold
But
on,
these
hold
exactly.
on,
niggas are
Point
saying that
hold
I'm.
on,
proven.
But
hold
y'all
on,
are
hold
saying
Point
on,
I'm
hold
proven.
on,
disrespecting the
hold on,
five
hold on,
percenters.
hold
I
on,
don't
hold
get
on,
how I'm
Point
hold on, hold
disrespecting
on.
the
proven.
five
It's just
Hold
being
percenters.
a
on, hold
part
on,
of.
bro.
Hold
That
on, hold
makes
on.
no
Let
sense.
Kashan get
Can I
it,
say
bro.
this?
Let me get it, bro. Let me get it, bro.
Hold on. I just want
Hold
to
on,
say
bro.
this.
Go ahead. You got it, gang.
I
Yeah,
just want
like
to
I
say this.
can't punch
You
in.
just gotta be a part of the enlightened community. It doesn't mean you have to be a 5% because he talks Israelites, Moors, Nation of Islam. You just gotta
Exactly.
be a part of the
Can he get
enlightened
us to the
community.
promised lands,
Hold
Julius?
on, bro. Hold on, bro. Look, if you listen to Nas and Rakim, bro, I'm gonna give it two examples, bro. On the track on Stillmatic, Destroy and Rebuild, that is something that you will hear in these quote unquote enlightened communities, bro. This type of philosophy. When you hear certain shit that Jay say, it comes from a certain philosophy, bro. At the end of that song, DNA by Kendrick, he says, your DNA an abomination. Abomination is a word with high biblical references, bro. When the pro-black niggas be talking about white niggas saying we're the chosen ones, They say their DNA is an abomination and we're from God. Some niggas believe the devil created white people. That's what that word means. So if you didn't, if you heard that word, that line, your DNA an abomination, and you weren't familiar with that philosophy, you would not get the full impact of that line.
So
That's
you're
what I
saying
mean
that
when I
niggas
say the
don't know the
Nas.
You
definition
don't
of
have to subscribe
No,
abomination?
to any of that to be
no.
enlightened, though. You don't have to
Holla,
subscribe to
no,
any of
holla,
that
Niggas
to
no,
be
so dumb
enlightened
with
when
your
no,
all of
wait,
those cultures
business.
no,
that you're
wait,
speaking about in
no,
religions.
wait,
You don't
Exactly.
have to
no,
And
wait,
subscribe
basically,
to it.
you're
no,
I don't
basically
have
no,
to be a
no.
saying
five
You
percenter to
can
understand
no,
what they're
hold on,
talking
let
exactly.
me
about. I
no,
don't
You
have to be
gotta
a
listen,
be
Morris to
enlightened.
no,
understand what
listen,
they're
No,
talking
no,
listen.
no,
about.
no.
I
Wait,
could
No,
be
wait,
enlightened
listen.
and not
No,
subscribe
that's
to
you
it.
not the
gotta be a
truth.
part
That's
of
not
that
true.
enlightened
Hold on, hold
community.
on. Let me
No,
finish. Let
but
me finish.
no, wait,
Let me finish,
stop,
bro.
stop
That's
speaking,
not the
stop
Oh
truth,
speaking. No,
my
bro.
God.
Cass,
That's
stop
not the
talking.
truth.
Cass, stop
The
talking.
word,
Wait,
but
wait, wait. Again, we have a one mic policy in ADHD. I would really hope that we can utilize this one mic policy. Thank you so much. And now let's speak to each other respectfully.
I just want to say something real quick because
hold
I'm
on.
about to
Could
get
I
off of
finish my
this.
line? Could I
Stop.
finish my
No,
word, bro?
no, no,
Could I finish
no.
my
Let me
word,
just
bro?
say this
Let
before I
wait,
because I'm
wait,
Hold
about to be
on.
done with
no,
this
Can I
because
finish my
wait.
word, bro?
y'all
Judy,
are acting
wait.
like
Let
Can I
I
finish
said
Judy,
my
wait.
word,
something.
bro? Can I
Oh my
finish?
All right,
god.
hold on, man. One mic. Let
Y'all ain't
Kassan
letting
finish and let
nobody.
Tootie go. One mic. Mute up.
I
Thank you. Go
was
ahead,
I was
Kassan.
Oh,
saying I was saying one thing. Don't
fuck.
try to argue what I'm saying to miss the point. Anyone can know what the word abomination means, bro. When you look at it in the context of religious text, it means something more powerful. It's not just a word. In the Bible, the word abomination, what's one thing that was called an abomination? Homosexuality. That's an example. It's not me saying I agree. The word choice is very important. It doesn't matter if you know the definition. It's where is it frequently used that tells you the school of thought. That's why it matters.
I ain't know what either
Okay.
was.
Like I said,
Y'all getting two
cause
things mixed
yeah,
up.
no. One thing I'm gonna say, cause I don't like how y'all was trying to say I'm disrespecting the 5%ers. I said nothing to disrespect 5%ers. And number two, y'all are talking about definitions of words. Like you don't need to be some intellectual person to know what the word abomination is meaning. No matter how it's used in a sentence, the definition is still the same. So it makes no sense what y'all are saying. Y'all be trying to act overly smart and overly
No, that's
woke, like you gotta
etymology.
Hey, break down the
what?
verse from Nas. And I'm you
No,
doing
please
that.
don't, please don't, please don't
Y'all
break down
y'all
anything
getting
from
not y'all
Nas,
getting knowledge
because we're
and
too
Hold,
dumb
mixed
to
up, bro. They
understand it
two
clearly.
different
hold on. No, no,
things.
So
no. Tootie, hold on. Can I break
Hold
down this
on.
verse?
No, no. Hold on. One mic on Ryan. Thank
Now
you.
I'm just saying it's quick. Y'all getting knowledge and understanding mixed up is two different things. Like you don't have to be like in like to be a 5%er to understand some of the things. That's just that's not true. Like that's not true at all. That's all that's it. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, when Nas said, "Wish I could flap wings and fly away to where black kings in Ghana stay," that's for an enlightened person. If you really listen to what he's saying in it, okay?
no, no, it's not.
A light when he start talking about wait a sec, give me time to explain women in fast cars, diamond rings could poison a rap star. He talk about all the rappers that was so influenced by the money and the women
Bro,
and the
you're
Bro,
breaking
girls.
down
bro,
elementary shit.
elementary
Come on,
shit.
man.
Like,
No,
That
come
shit ain't
on,
what
nothing that
he's
bro.
nobody
saying,
can't
Stop
what
it.
he's
understand, bro.
saying,
We
Next,
Oh,
know
you
what
that
gotta
next
cut
though.
that
person,
We
fucking
next
know
shit,
person.
that.
man.
I don't want to go
Bad
down
example.
Nas
Bad
lyrics. I don't.
example.
It
Yeah, I don't
Bad
ain't
want
that
example.
to.
ain't
You're
Bad
not
that
fucking
saying
type
example,
shit.
anything
bro.
that's
Hey,
intellectual, bullets. You're
Like
not
Man,
we
none
saying
know
of
we
that
know
anything
shit
deep.
deep,
exactly what
nigga.
he's
You're not
hey,
saying
hey,
you
saying.
may
anything
Tootie,
not
that
think it's
nobody
deep.
wouldn't
it's crazy.
understand. You gotta
Kassan
stop.
was making a
Everybody
better point than
understands
you. That
that.
What
that
he
was not a good point.
That was
Sorry.
Yeah,
dumb. That
like
was
we
dumb.
Dumb.
understand
And
what
we
he's
don't want to hear
saying.
Nas lyrics broke down for y'all to
Sean,
seem like
like,
it's overly
or his
something
Sean
that
line.
people
was
wouldn't
y'all
understand.
right over his point. Like,
Everybody
man,
get what the fuck you saying.
saying. Like,
Bull,
Kassan, go off and I'm trying to like have a conversation, but go ahead. Do what you gotta do. Damn.
Nigga just gave us the ABC Dr. Seuss fucking version.
just,
Like, come
Nah,
on, bro.
but
just,
what
Like
he's
that wasn't
saying,
nothing deep about that
Y'all just
shit.
no,
want to
but
be
what
hey,
fake
bullet,
deep
just
for
cause
no
you wear a coupe,
reason,
don't
bro.
make it right,
Y'all think
nigga.
niggas is dummy and
no,
can't
no, no,
comprehend
nobody's
Like
shit.
saying
to be
nobody
better
dumb.
to be better informed on the intricacies, I guess you would have to be in that field. But like, nah, you don't need that to understand it,
Well,
bro.
Thank
shit. Can we just move on to
Yeah,
something all the
let's
dummies can
move
understand?
on.
Like let's dumb it down, cause at this point, shit. Just dumb it down for Jay Nunley level, man, because there's a lot going on.
Yep, dumbass nigga. What we going to talk about now? Since nobody want to be smart.
Yeah.
End of the day, that lady said, and Simba and that lady said what they said, man. What y'all gonna do about it? Y'all gonna run up and jump them?
Man,
Like,
they
come
both
on.
trash anyways,
Their
man.
I
It don't
agree.
opinions
matter.
don't matter
Whoever
because nobody
whoever
buy their
just said
music.
they
Man,
shit
yeah, their
trash, I
opinions
agree. I
definitely don't
definitely
matter.
agree. Both
Yeah,
of
I
them are
said that,
But
trash.
Nick.
but
Like
but
they
Simba
both
Simba
garbage.
not trash though.
Nah, he trash.
So
And I
you
never
Simba
might
cared
just
agree
a
about
with what he
Tierra.
said,
freestyle
but don't sit
rapper.
here and
Nah,
He is
lie and
not
say the
trash.
man
Bro.
trash.
Simba's Tierra's not
I
Say
fire,
the
don't
bro.
fuck
man
with
He
either
don't
of
trash.
do
them,
that.
man.
5%. He
Simba is really
doing
lyrical, bro.
deep shit
I'm
talking.
actually
I don't fuck with
disappointed to
either
hear
one
him
of
say
them,
that
man. I'm
because I
sorry.
respect that nigga pen, bro.
Now you
Simba
want to
is a
say he trash
freestyle
because
rapper,
That nigga's a
bro.
great rapper.
Let's
the
look at
nigga trash because he don't pray
No,
to the
bro.
moon
He's a
and all
great
this old
rapper.
shit. Now
He's a
he
great
trash.
rapper.
That's not why he trash. I thought he was trash before. I don't care about his opinion on
he's
Nas.
a
I
he
just
Nah,
think he
listen.
Simba's a
trash in
great rapper,
general.
bro.
Simba's a freestyle rapper. He only became viral because he did flex on his show, man.
Soon
Come
as
on.
niggas don't agree with you, niggas they
Yeah, I
trash.
don't care about Cuz, to
Niggas
be
is
honest.
crazy.
I never cared about Simba. Tierra Whack always been asked to me.
Yeah, her
So
music is trash.
he's
I ain't gonna
garbage, man.
lie.
Man, y'all
Simba's a
better go
really
listen to
good
Whack
rapper,
World.
bro.
I just
Hey,
it's
Bullets,
not for me,
Bullets.
Kaz. I
Man,
can't
Steve,
hold you,
Steve,
bro.
she was
What's
singing
up?
on all that shit anyway.
Hey, Bullets, do
Right.
me a favor.
What's up?
Tell me all the deep stuff Nas was rapping when he was rapping with Fabio
Please
Foreign and
don't.
Oh my
I
why
don't
we
care
gotta go
the
about
down
the
deep
this rabbit
Fabio
hole,
Nigga,
Foreign.
man?
stop hating on Nas, nigga.
Oh,
What's
what
wrong with
about the
you?
shore? They say what's your
Stop hating
price?
on
I
Nas,
mean,
nigga.
that's a
See
good
you
record.
Just
back
to
it
back it
up.
up, you can hold my
Fuck
ice.
wrong
This
with
I
y'all
nigga
hate
was
niggas?
that
deep.
song so much,
Oh
man.
That was deep.
man,
Was
He
he
was
What's
deep?
wrong with
basically,
y'all
I could
niggas?
break it down. Basically, he was just telling the bitch, you know, if she back it up on him, she can hold the
Regular
Hey,
ice.
shit.
You
That
feel what
shit
I'm
wasn't
saying?
deep
That's
You
at
know what
all
I
all.
And
mean?
Bullets
You
once
know
is.
what
he
I'm saying?
backed
She
it
can
up
hold a
to
Too
rose
to
or
get
big
the
on
something. You
diamonds
know
that.
what I'm
from
saying?
Sierra Leone, and
Godson.
then
Yeah,
they, yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm
when
yeah,
this
saying.
nigga
Godson, my nigga.
yeah,
Stop hating on
yeah,
Godson.
yeah,
Y'all be acting
yeah.
like
Stop
that
hating
nigga
on
is literally
Godson.
God. It's
Y'all be
crazy,
Stop
helping this
hating on
nigga
bro.
be
Godson.
trolled. That be the problem. Like y'all gotta
Hating
cut
on
that shit out.
Godson is
hey,
Trying to
hey,
tell
crazy.
niggas
Sequel,
they
what
gotta
was
be
the what
Nas
was
is
overly
the
hip
deep?
hop,
educated for to
man.
listen.
Hey,
He
Sequel, what was the
definitely
Nas
deep
is hip
definitely
cuts
hip
on
hop.
hop.
Uchi
Nas is
Wally?
definitely hip hop.
100% hip
He
hop.
embodies hip hop. Nigga,
He's
the
one
hell
of
is
the
we talking
best to
about?
do it, but you don't have to be some
Stop
overly
hating on
intellectual person to
Godson, man.
understand him. That's all I'm
That
saying.
shit funny. Y'all starting to make Simba point now.
Stop hating on
Y'all
Godson,
go
man.
on.
Nigga didn't the verse this nigga chose to break
And
down.
then what did the kid?
Y'all
I
Yeah,
thought we
funny.
were
I
finna
thought we was
be
gonna
hear
be
some shit.
confused. Like this nigga broke down the most basic shit in the
Nah,
world.
hey,
Like,
Nigga
stop
I
said
it.
they
tried to
black
break
kings
this
and
shit
queens.
down
I
for
wanna go
y'all
back
though.
to Gonda.
I tried to break this shit down for
I
y'all
let
though.
you
Hey,
take
Sequel,
them
can
niggas
we
with
break
you,
down
bro.
Uchi Wally while we're here?
Yeah, let's break down. He said, "Lil Young thing, go around my dick with your tongue ring." Break that
Can we
line
break
down for
down
me, Jay
Virginia
Will.
Beach? Can we break
Break
down
that
Virginia
down, Jay
Beach?
Will.
I don't want to break shit down. I'm too
Break down
dumb.
Virginia Beach.
I ain't gonna understand nothing y'all saying.
Virginia Beach was fire.
That shit is fire, but break it down though.
Nah, man, that's what y'all here. We waiting for the 5%ers to break it
That's what the
down.
scholars to
Yeah,
Nah,
break
we
it
nah,
want
down
the
nah.
for,
I'm
not
I'm
the
Let,
I'm
scholars.
gonna
let
do
dummies.
I
the
didn't
this.
go. I
scholars
didn't
can
go to
speak
Not
up.
the
college.
I'm
We'll
gonna
go
do
on
dummies.
this.
mute.
I
I'm
didn't
gonna
go
do
Not
to
the
this. I'm gonna
college.
do
dummies.
this.
Do y'all know what
I'm
it
gonna do
means
this,
to?
bro.
Do y'all know what it means not to
The
cast
track.
pearls before the breath of swine?
Break it down. Y'all the
Yes, I
We
scholars. We
do.
the
do.
dummies.
No,
Well,
We have.
especially
You,
that
That's what
made me
I'm
are
not
cough.
y'all
to
gonna
cast
break it
pearls
down?
See
before
that
the
Are
why
breath
y'all
they
of
gonna
call it
break it
love.
down?
a mustard.
Yeah, I never went to college. So I need that breakdown.
but
I
ironically
got my
enough,
degree, but we dummies.
Used
good
to
that
Break
make me
that
want
Nas
to
down
rap.
though.
I
it.
could break it down, but niggas want to argue that they have enough intelligence. It
Hey, yo,
wasn't about intelligence, bro.
can I hear the whole room top five rappers? Want to hear that?
No,
No.
No.
bro.
We've
No,
done
We did
that
this
20
already.
times
no,
already. No. And our
no,
top
no.
five isn't gonna make a difference whether we hip hop heads or not. Stop doing
And
that
it's not gonna make
bullshit.
us 5%ers Nas is
Hey,
dead.
hey, Tootie, you know what's so funny? I feel like one thing y'all can like, no matter how much we joke, like Nas is still gonna be a GOAT. So when y'all getting y'all feelings about that shit, that's just speaking more
I'm
about
telling
But
y'all,
you,
cause
because if
his
nobody
they
legacy
saying
is
he
said
not
gonna
a
be
if they
goat.
great
We
said
all
that
know
shit
he a
about
goat.
regardless.
Big Pun, these niggas would not
But
be
Molly, that's my
outraged. I'm
point.
We
No
all
sorry.
matter
know he
how
ain't
many,
nobody. But come on,
and look,
all
that's what
this
I'm
you
Outrageous.
got to
saying,
be
Molly. No,
smart
no
and know
matter
the
how
secrets
many
to life
people
and shit. You don't need
joke
all
on
of
a
that to
nigga,
listen to
he's still
Nas,
gonna
bro.
be a legend.
Like
So
Hold
I
on,
feel
let Molly